but you'll do the pre-announced iPad. There you go.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Here we go. All right, it's Friday night in Texas. Anyone that was born and raised here knows what that means. It's football time. And tonight we're here at the Lake Highlands Stadium where the Plano East Panthers will take on the Lake Highlands Wildcats. And we're going to be back to introduce our broadcasters that will be joining me and our broadcasting team with Champion Sports Radio in just a minute. But we want to just take care of a little bit of business. This presentation of this Friday night football game is brought to you by Rod & Balls, Flooring American Appliances. Plano East football will continue in just 1 minute. Kind of butchered that out of order.
All of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasoline. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimate.
All right, welcome back to the first edition of the Plano East Panthers at Wildcat Stadium. We're going to take just a second to introduce my fellow broadcasting team, and we're going to start with Jeff Rushing. Jeff, tell me a little bit about you and why you're here.
Oh, Opie, just looking forward to watching some great football. Been in football all my life. My dad was a coach at Azle in Springtown. Grew up watching it. Just looking forward to getting in the broadcasting booth and see what I can do.
There's no better place to watch a football game than right here. And there's no better people to be surrounded by than Jeff Rushing and Rick Folletti. Rick will be –
Absolutely.
Without him here, folks, I'm telling you, we're not on the air tonight. He's the only one that is not challenged by technology in the 21st century. Rick, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, you guys, I guess we all are fortunate to be here with each other tonight. My name, like Opie said, is Rick Folletti. I've been involved with Texas sports my whole life, particularly football. I played football at Euless Trinity and I'm very excited to be here at the for Plano East High School broadcasting. Looking forward to a great season. One of the reasons that I am here is I'm looking forward to maybe transitioning into a full-time broadcasting career one day, and this is a great start. I'm super excited to be a Plano East Panther, and really looking forward to our broadcasting this year with you guys.
Well, I know two things. Number one, I guarantee you we'll have fun. We hope that you'll have fun. Your aspirations, Rick, are a little higher than mine.
Amen.
But the key word for all three of us there is excitement. This is a brand-new program under Coach Joey McCullough, his first year here. He is excited. If you get a chance to visit with him, the excitement just oozes out of his whole program and the way he's looking at things. And what we had the pleasure of doing is sitting down earlier this week with Joey, and we're going to come back with an interview with him, tell you a little bit more about his program. But first, we're going to pay some bills. So stick around for Rod and Boss Flooring and American Appliances presentation of Plano East football. And, hey, we'll be back in just a minute.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Okay, folks, we're back. We're going to figure out that bump music in a little while and make it look like an almost professional broadcast. But what we're going to do right now is just replay a brief conversation that we had with first-year coach Joey McCullough this week, and we're going to hear a little bit about his program. So we'll let him take over from here.
I'd say right now the first thing that we're trying to do is we're just taking one day at a time. We're talking about patience, talking about changing the attitude here. Get back to that family base, the hard work ethic, being guys that are grinders, guys that show up early, stay late, do the little things right. We talk about being a process.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we're trying to do right now. And it started this summer. Our summer program this last year, we set a goal of 300 in our summer program, which is, I think the highest they had was 125 athletes in it. And
oh, my.
This summer we were right at 320 in our summer program. Also in our football camps this year, we finished up with our 7th through 9th graders having 97 athletes from the younger levels in our football camp. Very exciting. 95% of all of our coaches participated in that at all levels here in the East Coast cluster. So we're very excited about the opportunity and what we got going on here. We're about taking one day at a time and trying every day just to build a program, not for a little bit, but for a lasting future.
You set an ambitious goal off the bat when you said 300 for the summer camp, and the first time most of that had prior was 125. How did you reach that number?
Well, to me, anytime you have a goal, you better write it down. You better say it,
yes,
because if you don't believe it, you won't achieve it. And I know that's a corny saying, but my deal is you got to know where you're going. You got to have a direction. You got to know what the importance is. I think the summer program is one of the greatest things that we have. It's a chance for you to learn your lower level athletes. It also has the opportunity for your athletes to meet your coaches, and it's a way of understanding that they can get to understand what you expect. What are your expectations of the program? And I really believe that we'll be up over 400 next year because the kids, they know what we expect, what we get done, and that we're going to work them hard, that we have high expectations. But at the same time, we understand that we care about them. We want to know them on a personal level. And I think that relationship that you build during the summertime is very important.
You mentioned earlier that you talked about bringing back the family tradition. And I know from past conversations that you have a pretty tight-knit coaching staff already, even though it's the first year. Go into a little bit of that history with you.
Well, I played here back when we first started. Mike Bailey was our head football coach. When I first came over as a sophomore, it was Jake Swan. But Mike Bailey took over as the head coach. He came out of Terrell and got a lot of things that I learned from him and his coaches. And a lot of coaches on my staff right now are East graduates. My offensive coordinator, Brad Bailey, his dad was our head coach. I played with his older brother, Rob. He's got a twin brother, Brian. He also had a brother, Russ, that all played through here. And so offensive coordinator Brad Bailey has got a long history here on the east side of Plano, and it's one of his dreams to be back here too, and loves this school, knowing that that's where his dad used to lead us. And so my defensive coordinator, John LeBeau, also was a graduate of Plano East. And so it's been his long-time dream to come back here, and so brought him back, and he's done a great job with our defense. My receivers coach, not only was he an East graduate, but I coached him in 2002 before I went to Plano West, and that's David Jones. So have had a great experience bringing those guys back. I told these young men that I was going to only hire people that loved Plano East, and that this was not a temporary, this is a permanent fix, that we have people that love this school, and they're going to be here, and they're here for the long haul. Hired Lawrence Mallory. He's also another East graduate that I coached. He's going to be at our feeder school coaches. We got guys like Charlie Pepper, who's just retired in the NFL, that wants to come back and be a part of the Plano East family. Denny Igawicki, Plano East graduate, has been a grad assistant the last 2 years at Texas State, are all coming back and wanting to participate and volunteer and coach here in the district and help out on the east side. So we got a strong east side community. We have a lot of coaches that are in this community right now that, whether they be in the central cluster, whether it be at Plano West, that all graduated from Plano East. And so they have a strong knowledge of football and what it takes to win.
That speaks a lot about the community in this school, but it speaks a lot about you too. I'm guessing just from our brief visit, you didn't have a hard time filling positions here, that you had people anxious to get back to this.
Yes, sir. It's an honor to be the head coach here, and I take it serious. And I think people that know me, they know how passionate I am. I care about coaches. I care about them on a personal level. I think it's important. I really believe it's not always how much you know. It's how you treat people and those relationships that you build. And to me, it goes along how you treat your players, how you treat your coaches. And I've been blessed to get great coaches here that we all care about each other on a personal level, not just a working relationship. So it's been very special, very humbling to me.
Well, now that covers the coaches. Let's talk a little bit about the players. You had a little bit of history because you played against a lot of these players. But tell me what your impressions are of these kids throughout the summer workout program.
Oh, man, unbelievable character of these young men. I always knew that they had that grit and that hard work ethic and what I always called an edge, a little bit of that attitude. And I tell you, I've come to know that these kids are special. Not only coaching against them, but getting to know them on a personal level. Landis Durham, great athlete, didn't miss a day of the summer program, already committed to Texas A&M, one of my true leaders, cares about other people, always communicates. His leadership is vocal. It's a lot of times by example. And so I've really appreciated Landis Durham in his leadership role. Austin Corbett, another senior, linebacker, tight end, H-back, probably one of the most underestimated athletes in this area. He's got a lot of offers, from Harvard and Yale and UTSA, SMU, Air Force, Naval Academy, a lot of different things. He's a good football player,
yes,
but he's a great student. And so we're going to use him on both sides of the ball, as Landis Durham. So we've kind of come to know those guys on a personal level. Our safety, Mark Loveland, he's also a senior, one of our leaders. I played with his uncle, Wade. His dad's a counselor here in the school. So you've kind of got to know these guys on a personal level. Great kids, great work ethic, great family atmosphere, dying to please the coaches. And they'll do anything that you ask them to do. And I told them from day one that our relationship would be based on trust. And that everything, my actions would always match my words. And so we have a great relationship. We communicate well. And I tell you what, it's been awesome. And it started on April 23rd when I got hired, and it's continuing now where kids come in at lunch, watch TV in the locker room, come in and sit on your couch here in my office. And they don't always talk football, but it's about a personal relationship that we have. And so it's been great getting to know these young men on a personal level.
Okay, there you go. You've heard Coach McCullough set the tone for this year's program. When we come back, we're going to hear what he thinks about tonight's ball game, specifically the Lake Highlands Wildcats, and how we expect to come out there. We'll be back after we pay a few bills.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Road.
All right, who says we can't adjust on the fly? Welcome back to Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football. You heard a little bit about the expectations Joey McCullough has for the program. Now we're going to hear specifically about tonight's ball game.
All right, yeah, we got a great matchup tonight between the Plano East Panthers and the Lake Highlands Wildcats. So we got a good game for you tonight. We look for a lot of running triple option tonight, and
we do. This is called the Boneyard for a reason. That's one of the things Jeff Rushing pointed out to me. We are still learning things on the fly, folks. Be patient.
That's the first game.
Yeah, we're having technical difficulties here.
You know, the advantage the school has is they've had 2 weeks to prepare for this. I've known these two yahoos for about 2 days. So, and they have to put up with me. We're now going to go back to our previously scheduled broadcast, which includes the second part of Coach McCullough's interview, which will be talking specifically about tonight's ball game. Let's hear what he has to say.
Well, we're looking to see who we can depend on during this district run. You know, being District 66A, I think it's the toughest district in the state of Texas. I think it's important that we know who can play, who's going to make plays, when the lights come on. For example, our quarterbacks, both of them are listed as starters right now. Miklo, he can play defense. He can play slot receiver. He can do a lot of things. But we want to know right now who can play, what it's like during game situation. We want to know at every position. We want to create an atmosphere of competition,
yes,
number
sir.
one. And then number two, who can we count on during this 9-team district run, who we can count on, who's going to make plays. We believe we got to have depth.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're looking at building a 2-deep, depth chart that we can go with it throughout the school, throughout the district run.
And it's a long district run, as you mentioned.
Yes.
You have 2 preseason non-district. I mean, they count in your record, but they're non-district games, and then you're into it.
Yes, sir. That's what we're going to do. I mean, it is a we want to win. It does count on our record. It's very important, but I really believe these first 2 games do not count against your playoffs. And what I want to know is who are the players that I can count on during the district race that can get us into the playoffs. And so I want to know right now. I want to put them under the fire. I want to put them tested. I want to know right now who we can count on. And I think that's key. And knowing right now is the best time to figure that out.
Well, let's talk a little bit then about your opponent, Lake Highlands.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you have seen from them in the scrimmages, and I know you've traded films, and how do you expect the flow of Friday night's game to go?
Well, I can tell you right now, first of all, Scott Smith, great coach, him and his staff. I know a bunch of those guys. Our staff knows them. Personal friends. They do a great job of coaching there. They were a playoff team last year. I know they returned 5 starters on offense, 2 offensive linemen, receiver, a running back, and also, very important, is their quarterback, which makes the triple option attack go there at the Boneyard. They have 5 starters back on defense. They're going to establish out of a 4-3. They're going to give you different looks, coverage-wise. But I really believe that Friday night is going to be a war of attrition. Who can run the ball? Who can stop the run? I know Coach Smith and his staff. Coach Urbanky is their offensive coordinator. Judd Smith is their defense. They're very similar to us, wanting to run the football, wanting to establish the run, and throw a play-action pass. It's going to be a great competition. They got a lot of athletes. They're like us, too. They're very young. If you go back and look, they have a defensive tackle that's a sophomore. They have a defensive end that's a junior. They have very few seniors on their defensive squad. Offensive line is almost all back, very young. Quarterback, young. And so, like us, they, some of them, they're getting their first taste of varsity competition.
Now, do you have any players like that who'll be stepping on the field first time varsity starters that you're looking at to see how they react under the lights?
Yes, sir. I mean, really, our whole offensive line.
Okay.
Our whole offensive line. There, we have Dane Cordell's our junior center.
Mm-hmm.
He's a wrestler. He's a tough guy. It'll be his first. Our guards, Howard Mullins, Alvin Mena, our tackles, Charles Edgett, and Alan Sarabia. Even though they're seniors, this will be their first action on Friday night.
Okay.
We have a young backup tackle in Casey Verholst, who is 6'6", 240 pounds, and is going to be a great offensive lineman, but it will be his first test on Friday night. And he will get on the field, like I said. We got our backups, whether it be Mauricio Soto, Andrew Hurt, Brett Bishop, who is a sophomore, who is going to be our backup center. We're working all these guys. Trayvon Ransom, who is on the defensive side of the ball. Bryson Royal, also on the defensive side of the ball, are going to play on the offensive line also.
So even the 6A school, you're still playing the best of the best on both sides of the ball a lot of different ways.
That's exactly right. If you're not starting on the other side of the ball, we're going to look at you both ways. We want to give you the best opportunity. Trayvon Ransom is a great defensive player. He can help us on both sides of the ball. That's that depth. Austin Corbett, Sam linebacker, also going to play some tight end fullback. Landis Durham, he's going to play some tight end. He's also going to play some running back. Michael Johnson, starting defensive end, also going to play some H-back fullback. We're going to use guys both sides of the ball. Whatever it takes to win the football game, that's what we're going to do. If it means putting Audio Matoso or Miko Smalls on the defensive side of the ball, that's what we'll do. We're going to use those guys to the best of their ability. We're not going to put them in a situation where they're not prepared. But at the same time, it's our job to get the best athletes on the field. And if that means playing both ways, that's what we'll do.
Well, that is the a theory that you can use to win football games.
Yes, sir.
A lot of times in high school you want big numbers, but at the end of the day it comes down to having the best and the best and giving your kids a chance to win.
That's right.
And it is a 16-game season.
Yes, sir.
So that depth is important if you're going to make it all the way to the playoffs.
Yes, sir. That's the way we feel about it. We have several guys that play the H-back position on our offensive line. We're trying to increase that depth there. Running back, we moved Deontay Powell as a backup running back with Trevor Owens also at the running back position. Once again, in this district, there's times we'll employ 2 running backs in the backfield, but we got to have depth. We got to have guys that can do it. We're trying our best right now not to mess with our JV. We have 2 really talented freshman running backs that we're trying to keep those guys on the JV, and we're trying to, like I said, trying to change that attitude. We're trying to win at every level, and that means JV, our 9th grade teams, our 10th grade teams at McMillan and Williams, and we believe that you got to learn how to win, and the more you win, the better you get at it.
Yes, sir. So let's talk the last question.
Okay.
It is the first ball game of the 2014 season. How are you going to feel walking out leading Plano East?
I tell you what, just asking me that question, I get very emotional.
Some people may get tired of hearing me say it, but it's great to be home. I wouldn't want to go to college and coach. I wouldn't want to be anywhere but where I'm at right now. I've lived in Plano since I was 1 year old. My parents still here. My family's all here. And every Friday night is going to be like a family reunion. All the calls, all the emails from people that I've went to school with.
All right, folks, if you can't sense the excitement that Coach Joy McCullough has brought to this Plano East program, then you need to adjust the dial on your radio, your computer, your iPhone, or whatever it is you're listening to us. Hey, we're about 2 minutes away from kickoff. We're getting ready to play the national anthem. Plano East has already taken the field. They're in their all-white uniforms with their Vegas gold helmets and black numbers. Lake Highlands in red and black. We're going to play a commercial or 2. Then we're going to come back for the national anthem, and then we're going to be ready to kick the 2014 season of Plano East football. Brought to you by Rodenblau's Flooring America and Appliances.
Rodenblau's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenblau's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenblau's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenblau's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country. Feature.
You know what that means. National anthem has been played. Both teams have taken the field. Plano East won the toss and deferred. they will kick off. And, Rick, you ready?
Oh, man, I couldn't be more excited. I tell you what, you can just feel the excitement in this stadium tonight. I don't know about you guys, but just looking at these Friday night lights, getting excited. Jeff, how does it make you feel?
Man, it's something special. Something you've watched all your life, and now I'm up in the booth broadcasting it. I couldn't imagine anything better. I'm ready to see how these Plano East linebackers line up against the triple option spread. Should be a good matchup.
Yeah, that is one of the things that we mentioned earlier. This is called the Boneyard, dating back to the fact that Lake Highlands used to run the wishbone and were known for triple option. Coach McCullough said they still are a triple option team. They'll do it a little differently tonight out of the spread, and we're going to set their starters when we come back after the kickoff. But we're going to look for a big game from their quarterback, a senior, Brock Jones. He is probably the man that will make the motor run for the Wildcats tonight. And it's strength on strength, because I think if you listen to Coach McCullough, those linebackers, Jeff, as you pointed out, are the strength of the Plano defense. They can cover in space. And I will tell you this, in today's ballgame, the worst job you can have as an assistant coach is that of defensive coordinator. With all of the things that the offense is able to throw at you nowadays, you have to be prepared for everything. And I think this will be a good test for Plano tonight. What do you think, Rick?
I'm really looking forward to seeing how the Sam linebacker, Austin Corbett, who Coach McCullough said might be one of the most underestimated linebackers or even players in the Metroplex. It's going to be interesting to see how he pairs up against the outside run of Octavian Warren for the Wildcats this evening.
All right, well, Henry Matson is teeing it up for the Panthers. Back deep for the Wildcats. We'll get their numbers in just a minute. They're standing so close together with their arms crossed. I think they're doing that to try to trick me. What do you guys think?
They don't want us to see their numbers.
No, there are three of them back there, but you can't tell what number they are. Here we go. All right. Back deep, number 5. Jamaris Preston was back deep. And here we go, folks. The 2014 season is about underway. Matson checks both sides of the line to make sure everybody is correctly behind the 35-yard line. Checks with the official. We're just waiting his signal to kick it off. And here we go. It's a middle kick. Fielded on the left hash at the 10, up to the 15, and down. The runner, number 4, Jared Smith, kind of fell as he was trying to make a cut. So the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line.
That was really good coverage right there by the Panthers. Downfield, being able to stop the Wildcats short of the 20-yard line.
And let's set those defensive starters. We'll start with the line. Landis Durham is a senior. Deontay Watts, Michael Thompson, and Marquise Morrow on the defensive line. We'll set the others in just a minute. The Panthers come out with one back flank to the right, 2 receivers at the bottom, a tight end at the top. Quick throw out in the flats to number 27. That is, I'll get their numbers and more familiar with them in a minute. That is Blake Collin, and he picks up, looks like he is close to the first down. They're going to spot it right at the 27-yard line.
They are going to go ahead and give him the first down there.
And they're going to line up again in the same formation, 2 receivers at the bottom. This time.
Looks like the right end jump there.
Okay. So we've got a penalty.
75, I believe.
And we'll set the starters. Brock Jones, Jamaris Preston is one running back, and then Blake Cronin, Sam Aiki are the wideouts. Let's get the linebackers for Plano East. That is Marquise Morrow, Austin Corbett, Reuben Donald, Michael Ailman, and Anthony Hines. 1st and 15, quick throw out in the flats again. This time, number 24 for the Wildcats. For the Panthers.
Very nice play there by 24, just sitting down right there and coming up and making that hit.
That's going to be Marquise Morrow, guys. Nice tackle there by Marquise Morrow.
This time they'll come out with 2 backs flanking Blake on either side, 2 receivers to the top. Little mix-up in the backfield. Blake's going to have to keep it. He's going to fall forward for about 4 yards, going to bring up a 3rd and long. The first time now looks like 3rd and 8 to me.
That was a nice stop by the defense there. They tried to do a little triple option. Looks like they got a little mixed up in the backfield there, like you said, Opie. And it was a nice gang tackle by the Plano East Panthers.
Super sophomore Anthony Hines in on the stop.
Aiki at the bottom of the screen, running backs to either side of Blake. Here's a snap. He drops back. Quick look. Fires in the flats. Nice defense. Oh, and he can't pull him down. As number 5 for the Alante Williams, a captain, senior, was there to make the play but wasn't able to drag him down. And that result is a Wildcat first down.
It was a spectacular break of the tackle there by number 27, Blake Cronin, for the Wildcats.
2 backs in the backfield, 2 wideouts and a tight end. This time they're going to run the power play up the middle. Not much doing there. They're going to pick up, we'll give them 2 yards. Going to bring up actually, they're going to give them 3. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 from the 43-yard line.
It's a nice tackle there by Austin Corbett to hold him to only a 3-yard gain there.
Now we got a short bunch set to the top of the screen. In motion, the flanker. Oh. Nice play, but he breaks the tackle. He's around the outside, going to pick up 4 more. And we've got a late flag coming in. From thrown all the way across from midfield, almost to out of bounds. So
Anthony Hines III had him really locked up in the backfield there, just couldn't make the tackle.
I would be interested to see, and now they're going to wave that flag off, so that's going to bring up a 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and about 4, the ball resting on the 46. The line to make is the midfield strike.
Referee thought about twice about throwing that call, late hit on the Plano East sidelines.
Looks like they're going to let him play a little bit tonight.
2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Here's the snap. Bootleg rollout, and Blake's on the corner. He's going to make the first down and some around the 50, around the 40. He's got the sidelines at the 30, the 20, still on his feet, and the referee say that he stepped out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So the bootleg fooled the defensive end there, Landis Durham, and he was able to scamper all the way down to the 20-yard line. We can see why he's a highly recruited athlete.
Very good play action there.
Play action fooled the defensive end on this side of the screen, and then he stepped out, or he had 10 more yards. Now they're in 2 tights, 1 back, kind of in a pistol formation, handoff up the middle. That's number 2, Tyler
Landis Durham on there on the top.
And yes, this time the Panthers were ready. Snuffed that out, a gain of 1, going to bring up 2nd and 9 from the 19. If you're just now joining us, there's 10 minutes and 12 seconds left to go to score this ball game. But the Wildcats are threatening.
Wildcats are getting a good push up front.
This time we're going to play action. Number 27 for the Wildcats catches a quick pass out in the flats. That's Blake Cronin. Not much of a gain, about a yard.
Anthony Hines all over it again. He's all over the field early in this ball game.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. The line to make for the first down is the 10-yard line. Ball resting on the 17. This time we're going to go 2 wideouts either side. In the backfield, Tyler Hughes, and he gets the ball up the middle, makes a nice cut, evades the first tackler, falls forward for about 4 yards. And I will tell you something, the second effort by the Wildcats has resulted in a lot of positive plays.
Yeah, you're not seeing the Wildcats give up at all. They are showing a lot of heart here early in the game.
Got a 4th down here. See what Coach Smith's going to do.
It
doesn't look like he's going to bring the field goal unit on.
They've got a 4th and 4. The ball resting on the 14.
This could be a big early boost for the Plano East defense.
Yes, it is, especially when you get a good drive going like that and he gets snuffed out with no points. And now they're going to go timeout. So while they're thinking about what they want to do, we're going to pay some bills. We'll be back in just 1 second.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston.
Okay, we're back. After thinking about it, they have lined up in the swinging gate, but that is also their traditional PATD formation. Now it looks like cooler heads have prevailed. They've made some substitutions, and now it looks like they're going to attempt the field goal. So this field goal will be from the 14-yard line, making it a 24-yard field goal. It snaps up. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:48 left to go in the first quarter, the Lake Highlands Wildcats score 3. Your score, 3-0. We'll be back in just 1 second.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Okay, we're back. And, folks, I'm going to tell you one of the great things about having an AARP card. You can forget things that you knew at one point. So, Jeff, tell me again, how far was that field goal?
That was a 31-yarder.
And I missed that because?
I don't know.
Yeah, we're not sure. It's early in the season.
There you go. It's because the snap was 7 yards back, and I counted the field goal from the line of scrimmage, but it's indeed from where that young man kicked it. So, the result stays the same. It's 3-0 with 8:48. We're back here now, and the Wildcats will prepare to kick off for the first time. Number 21 for the Panthers, Zadok Wilson, is back deep. It's a pooch kick. Going to stay in bounds.
Oh, get on.
Ball is up. There's a scrum ensues. Lake Highlands says they have it.
Oh.
No one knows for sure. You can never tell what happens at the bottom of the pile.
We got it.
But the Plano East Panthers have taken over.
It's like
recovered the field goal the fumble on the 23.
32, Quan Beasley recovered the fumble.
That could be a big break. You don't want to be down 3 and then turn the ball over and you're into the field. So one of the surprises for the evening, we'll see which Panther will come out and play quarterback. Coach McCullough lists 2 starters. That's Miko Spalls and Miles Thompson. Looks like Miles Thompson is on the field. He'll be taking the first snap. Number 23 for the Panthers, Jaquan Douglas, will join him in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 23. Handoff to Douglas up the middle. He bounces outside. He's met in the backfield but didn't drug a couple people for a 2-yard gain.
Good job moving his feet, keeping his feet running.
Coach McCullough said he's a strong young man. You can see that as he was hit actually in the backfield. And they're giving him a 2-yard gain, and he had to carry all of that. Play is signaled in from the sidelines. Again, number 10, Miles Thompson, your quarterback. Jaquan Douglas in the backfield. That's a quick throw out in the flats. Number 21, Zadok Wilson catches this, turns up the outside, gains 3, going to make 3rd and 6. We'll call it 3rd and 6 for the Panthers.
Yeah, the Wildcats are really moving to the ball pretty quickly here. Panthers going to have to move a little bit quicker to get that first down.
Substitution now, number 25, Austin Corbett has checked into the game. He plays the running back and tight end. Now they're going to go with 2 wings. Thompson in the backfield with Douglas. Here's a snap. Thompson's going to keep on the boot. He's got room. He's around the 30. He's around the 35. Go. Still on his feet to the 50. Crosses midfield. Down to the 25 and drug out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Loses his helmet in the excitement, but a nice run.
Offensive line really opened up a nice hole there to the right.
That was a heck of a block by Howard Mullins.
From the 27 down to the 23. That's a 54-yard run for the young man. Brings up a 1st and 10 now. Panthers are threatening. Ball on the 23-yard line. Douglas and Thompson in the backfield. Short motion by number 15, Christian Buchanan, who's checked in the game. And now the Panthers are going to call timeout. Weren't quite sure about the formation. Let's pay a few bills. We'll be back with the presentation of Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football in just 1 second.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and...
Okay, we're back. 7:52 left to go in the first quarter. Panthers are threatening. Ball is 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line after a 52-yard run by Miles Thompson. Thompson's got the formation he wants. Douglas and Thompson deep. Here's the shotgun. Hand off to Douglas around the right side. He's got room. He's around the 20. He's at the 10. Nice blocking as the edge was sealed. He's going to get the first down. They're going to mark him down at the 8-yard line.
Jaquan Douglas has got some wheels on him. Let me tell you, he got to that outside so quick that the Wildcats were wondering what was going on. It was a really nice play fake to the right and a really nice run to the outside by Jaquan Douglas.
The outside was sealed off. Thompson will call his troops in now. The two receivers on either side. It's number 21, Zadok Wilson, and number 11, Adi Omotosho. And, folks, you'll be hearing us call his name a lot this year. Coach McCullough said he was a go-getter. Okay, Douglas in the backfield with Thompson. Here's the snap. Hand off to Douglas up the middle. He's got a big room. He's in. Touchdown. Plano Panthers. There you go. That quickly.
Nice.
7:41 in the first quarter. Panthers have taken the lead 6-3.
That was a really nice hole up the middle. The offensive line, the middle of the offensive line. Let's see.
We'll get them right after this extra point try by Mr. Matson. The snapper is Carson Young. Taylor Newts, number 65. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up. It is good. So with 7:41 left to go in the first quarter, the Panthers come roaring back. And we're going to pay some bills, and we'll be back right after this.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
We're back. 7:41 left to go in the first quarter. The Plano Panthers have just driven the ball 68 yards in 8 plays, have scored. Jaquan Douglas did that on a trap up the middle. So we're back where we started. The only difference is the Panthers are now up 7-3 on the Wildcats. Jeff, what do you think about that opening drive?
Looks like Lake Highlands has their hand full with that offensive line, the way they're blocking. Quarterback carrying out his reads. Them linebackers weren't reading their keys well.
You know, Coach McCullough said even though they're all first-year starters, you have one junior in the center, Dane Cordell, and then the rest, Mullins, Edgett, Mena, and Sarabia, are all seniors. They may be getting their first start, but it's not their first varsity action.
An 8-play drive with 7 runs and 1 pass. That's some old-school football right there.
There you go. Welcome back to the Boneyard and running the football. All right. Mr. Matson has now teed it up. We're ready to start again. Back deep, number 2, Tyler Hughes for the Wildcats. Pooch kick this time will hit on the 18-yard line. Bounce back 6 yards, picked up by Hughes on the 7, scrambling for places to go and swarmed immediately. And again, another 40-yard flag. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen an official with an arm quite like that.
Somebody needs to give that official an NFL contract.
He's got blocking in the back, I believe, if my good eye is on. And, yes, that is the signal. That will be marked off from the spot of the foul. Of course, they're inside
half the distance.
20. So now the Wildcats will see what they can do with 7:34 left to go in the first quarter, trailing 7-3, and have just a mere 96 yards to go.
Just a little bit there.
Be a good spot for them linebackers, Landis Durham, Corbett, and Anthony Hines to pin their ears back.
Wildcats come out. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Handoff to
There's
number
Durham
2.
right there.
And there you go. Landis Durham, number 46. The A&M commit tackles the running back for a loss of 2. Put that down in the stats. First tackle for a loss for Landis Durham. We'll be saying that a lot this year too, folks.
Who doesn't the Aggies have coming?
Backs on either side of Blake. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. 2nd and 12. Blake will keep it this time, and guess who?
Landis Durham again. Just playing beast mode out there.
Quarterback Brock Jones picks up. We're going to give him 2, so we're going to call it 3rd and 10. They're back to where they started before Landis Durham had his way on the last 2 plays.
Pretty big down right here for Plano East.
The trips to the bottom of the screen. Brock is taking the ball. He looks left. He throws. Got a receiver. Oh, almost picked off. Ball is deflected. Pass is incomplete. Going to bring up a 4th and long, but I believe
it was Quan Beasley who made a really nice play on the ball there.
What a great undercut.
Now the Wildcats backed up deep in their own territory will have to punt the ball for the first time tonight.
Nope.
Should get some great field position here.
Number 1, Miklos Smalls, also plays quarterback. He's a talented athlete, will play on both sides of the ball, Coach McCullough said. He's standing on his 45-yard line awaiting this punt.
Miklos Smalls, the sophomore, back deep.
Kind of a squib punt, going to hit short on the 40, take a sidewards bounce. They'll let that go. Ball is down on the 48, but we have another flag.
If the play holds, it'll be the best starting position for the Panthers of the night inside the Wildcat field position.
Appears that it is on Plano East.
Yeah,
maybe a hold of some sort.
I seem to see one of the coaches having a rather intense discussion with one of the Panthers on that sidelines. And when you see those kinds of things, it's generally because you may have erred. And, indeed, they are going to mark this penalty off against the Panthers. An illegal substitution. You don't see that much on a punt, but it's the first ball game. It's the first time you're running people in and out. You're running them from defense to punt return. Sometimes that happens.
We're not the only ones that are trying to get a feel for things out here.
No, we are not. So that'll move the ball back into Panther territory by a yard. With 6:18 left to go in the first quarter, the Panthers will take over for their second possession of the night on the 48-yard line.
See if they stick with this power attack.
Well, I'll tell you one thing they're not going to stick with is the quarterback, Miles Thompson. Now they've got Miklos Smalls in, and we knew we would see both quarterbacks today. So Miklos Smalls will now take over. Fakes the pass. He's got a man open, wide open. Woo! Pass over the 30-yard line.
I believe that's the two-way player, Austin Corbett.
That is correct. Austin Corbett was wide open down the right flank there.
Takes the ball all the way down to the 24-yard line. So right off the bat, you're finding out what kind of arm Miklos Smalls has.
That was a really nice pass. It was right at the numbers there. Really nice throw. And maybe when you see number 1 come in, you might think it'd be more of a pass offense.
Jaquan Douglas is in. At the running back, flanking Miklos Smalls on the right. Handoff to Douglas, makes a couple of cuts. Hit at the line of scrimmage, still on his feet. Second and third effort, going to give him positive yardage of 3 yards.
He doesn't go down easy.
No, he does not. 2nd and 7, the ball on the 27-yard line. Miklos Smalls, your quarterback now, number 4, has checked in the ball game. That's Jason Sievert, a junior wide receiver. He is at the bottom of the screen. Also number 21, Zadok Wilson, out there with him. Number 15 in the ball game, Christian Buchanan will be there. Douglas in the backfield. Smalls takes a snap. It's going to be the quarterback sweep. Reverses field, cuts back. Can't keep his feet. Change directions in midstream, and actually it's going to result in a loss of 3, bringing up a third and we'll call it 10.
Safety blitz by there by Lake Highlands. Blew that up.
Even at this level, when you change directions like that in the middle of the field, it's hard to get any positive yardage.
It sure is, Opie. They just weren't able to get that push on the left side, which is where they were wanting to run there. Number 15 was trying to seal the outside. Christian Buchanan in the right defensive end just made a really nice play there, pushed him into the backfield.
Douglas and Smalls in the backfield along with Buchanan. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Smalls fakes, drops back, throws out in the flats, got a man. They're going to say he caught it, and now we've got decision time.
That's your guy.
Because it's going to be 4th and 1. Adi Amatoso.
That's your guy.
Adi Amatoso.
4th and 1. Coach Buchanan doesn't hesitate. He's not sending in the field goal unit.
I agree with this move here. You got to make a statement early in the season. You're up 7-3. You got them deep in their own territory. I would say go ahead and go for it here as well.
Smalls in the backfield with Douglas. Buchanan and Corbett flank either side. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Here's a snap. Handoff to Douglas up the middle. He's hit the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to give him the first down with second effort and the stretch of the ball. And let me see.
It was a great second effort. He didn't have it.
Folks, I'm trying to adjust to bifocals, but I think he made that by about 3.6 inches.
Exactly 3.6 inches.
Thank you. Nice to have that reaffirmation. First big test for the Plano Panther offense. 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line with 4:32. Panthers are threatening again. Douglas and Smalls in the backfield. Short set with Buchanan. Snap. Handoff on the zone read. Going to pick up. We're going to give him 1 yard line. We're going to give him 1 there. Jaquan Douglas tackled after a 1 yard gain.
That was big-time penetration that time by the Wildcats right in Lane Tungate in the backfield immediately. Jaquan Douglas had nowhere to go with that ball.
2nd and 9. Ball on the 14-yard line. Miklos Smalls is your quarterback. Smalls hands off. We've got a reverse. Running wide down the boundary, breaks the tackle. I think you may see a face mask. Tackled. The result of the play was 1 yard forward, 42 yards across the field. But we do have laundry, so let's see what that means.
Quarterback Miko Smalls out there throwing a block, throwing his body around.
Good to see quarterbacks do that. I noticed last night at the A&M game that Kenny Hill had a chance to throw a block when a running back reverse field and then chose the business decision of shying away from that contact. Miko Smalls, who also plays defense, made no such decision.
Yep. He definitely threw a lot of complete passes.
He did that. But the penalty is going to move the ball all the way back to the 24-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 20. The line to make is just inside the 5-yard line for the Panthers.
Be interesting to see what kind of call here Coach McCullough makes on 2nd and long.
Douglas and Smalls in the backfield. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Smalls is going to keep it up the middle on the zone read. He's going to pick up 5. Move the ball to the 19-yard line.
Josh Lee, the weak side linebacker for the Wildcats, came up with the stop there.
Going to bring up a 3rd and 15 now for the Panthers.
Miko Smalls very crafty with the ball.
He is, and you can see Coach McCullough's in no hurry. Didn't try to put the ball in the air there. Try to keep it on the ground, which was successful in the first series. Short set to the top. Here's a snap, and we have motion.
They are going to get him for a false start here on the Panthers.
That will erase the 5-yard gain that Smalls just had, moving the ball back to the 24. The line to make is the 4. 2:46 left to go in the first quarter. Panthers ahead 7-3.
I think with a lead here, you got to run the ball. You don't want to risk throwing an interception. Let the clock run.
we'll see what they have in store. It's a little early to let it run in the first quarter, but okay, let's go with it. Coach McCullough is taking his time. Again, he said it's patience, and they want to get better, but they want to be patient. We'll see what we have. 2 receivers at the bottom. Number 11, Adi Omatoso, is at the top. And now, Coach McCullough has said, let's think about this for a second. He calls timeout. We're going to call for a commercial break. How about that?
Here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas.
I would like to enjoy some culture without breaking the bank, although my bank's rather small and, much like an anvil, hard to break.
Oh, don't fool us. We know your bank's not that small.
Here we go. What is not small is the task ahead. 3rd and 20. Ball on the 24-yard line. 2:19 left to go in the first quarter. 7-3 Panthers are ahead. Here's the snap. Smalls drops back, throws the fade into the end zone to Omatoso. There is some contact. Receiver down, but the official says let him play. Going to bring up now 4th and 20, and a field goal from here would be you're on the 20.
41-yarder, Opie.
41. Thank you. There you go. That's why I brought you guys, strictly for the math and the good looks. Panthers electing not to send the field goal unit out. And really,
kind of no man's land right here.
It is. 41 yards is an awfully long field goal for a high school young man. And
got Omatosha one-on-one at the top again.
And now the Wildcats have called timeout. So we'll be back with the Rodenball's Flooring in America Appliances presentation of Plano East football in just 1 minute.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of origin.
All right, we're back. 2:13 left to go in the first quarter. Panthers facing a 4th and 20 from the 24, up 7-3 on the Wildcats.
Be interesting to see what kind of call here Coach McCullough makes on 4th and long.
You're going to have Sievert and Zadok Wilson to the wide side of the field. Omatoso and Cameron Moore on the short side. Miko Smalls is your quarterback. Douglas is running back. Smalls back, drop, looking. Now throws over the middle. Omatoso in the middle.
Oh!
Overthrew him by just a step. So the ball will go over in downs. But Omatoso had a step on the defender, and the ball was just out of his reach.
Well drawn up play. Really good blocking by the offensive line because that route took some time to develop.
And we got a good chance to see what kind of arm Miklo Smalls has there. And let me tell you, I can see what Coach McCullough loves in this young kid. He's got a smoking arm. Only a sophomore, threw a really nice tight spiral right over to the middle of the end zone. Just wasn't able to connect there.
So the ball will go over on downs. Wildcats take over 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. Brock Jones again, the quarterback. Here's a snap, hand off the wide side of the field. Number 2, Tyler is hit there by number 16 for the Wildcats, Darren Smith.
Landis Durham again with penetration there, forcing that to the outside.
I have a feeling we're going to be saying that a lot tonight.
Pickup of 2. Going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the 26. Kind of a tight set now. Both receivers in within 3 yards of the tackle. Number 2, Tyler Hughes is in the backfield. Here we are with the end around. No, Brock is going to keep it.
Fake the stretch there.
Fake the stretch.
It's a good thing they did.
Good thing they didn't hand it off to number 5 for the Wildcats. That's Jamaris Preston for the Wildcats.
number 99, Deontay Watts in the middle there, kind of disrupting things. So we can see that the front three for Plano East.
Plano East faithful on their feet for this 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7, 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 to the top. Now we're going to send a man in motion. We're going to have 2 backs in the backfield. Brock's going to drop back. He's going to throw over the middle. He's got a man wide open. Busted coverage. Ball just overthrown. That would have been big.
The football gods were really looking out for Plano East there because there was no one between number 5, Jamaris Preston for the Wildcats. If he would have caught that ball, guys, I think he would have gone all the way in.
Yes, the key word being if. As my father would tell me, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. The result of the incompletion is a 4th down, going to bring up 4th and 7 from the 27. Miklo Smalls standing back on his 42-yard line awaiting this punt. Another high punt. Smalls looks like he is going to be under it, catch it at the 36, breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles, spins, and then is hit and dropped at the 40-yard line. Going to pick up 2 after that punt, and the result of the punt is a 26-yard punt. 1st and 10, the Panthers take over on the 40-yard line. Okay, guys, is it going to be Smalls or is it going to be Thompson? It's too late. Thompson has already taken the field.
Yep.
So Thompson will be the quarterback for the 3rd series. Coach McCullough opting to alternate quarterbacks within series. Both of them have moved the ball down the field. 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Panthers up 7-3. 1st and 10, the ball on the 40. Thompson, your quarterback. Douglas, your running back. Thompson's going to keep it on the wide side. Cuts back across the tackle. Slides down after a gain of 8. And a late flag. There was a late hit after Thompson slid.
Looks like they are going to get him for a personal foul for the Wildcats for making contact with the quarterback after he slid there.
So Thompson kept it on the zone read. Started wide, broke it back across the grain. Slid after an 8-yard gain and then was hit. So you are correct, Rick. Looks like we're going to get a personal foul penalty. That'll move the ball deep into Wildcat territory. Ball's going to be placed 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line. Omatoso and Zadok Wilson at the top of the screen are your wide receivers. Sievert is at the bottom, and number 15, Christian Buchanan, is kind of running that slot hybrid running back, H-back, they're going to call it. Thompson, your quarterback. Douglas stays at running back. Here's a snap. Thompson looking right. Now he's going to throw, fumbles the ball into the hands of Jaquan Douglas. Fortunate there that we got the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
Boys, I wish you guys on the radio could hear what I'm hearing. Howard Mullins, number 67, the right guard for Plano East, is just dominating that front side of the line there. Had a really, really good block against the defensive tackle, Arthur Anderson.
Is that the accounting firm? 2nd and 10. Ball on the 37, and that will end the quarter. Thank you, Jeff, for bringing that up. Your Plano East Panthers on top 7-3. We'll be back right after this.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Mm-hmm. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston.
Okay, we're back to start the second quarter. Panthers on top of the Wildcats 7-3. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line. We have done the flip-flop, and now the Panthers are moving from the left to the right on your radio dial. Thompson stays the quarterback. Here's Douglas, hand up off the middle, looking for room, bounces outside. Not going to find much there. Going to lose, depending on where they spot it, lose 2. Going Going to bring up 3rd and 12 now. That's just one of those instances where the Wildcats did a good job of playing defense. Nowhere to run for Douglas.
Very good penetration there by the Lake Highlands defense.
Going to bring up 3rd now and 11. Ball's going to be on the 39-yard line.
See if we can get Omatosho one-on-one up here.
Yeah, like we were saying during the break, the play that they almost scored the touchdown with Miklo in looked like Omatosho ran a flag post to the middle of the field. Be interesting to see if we see that here coming up soon.
He's got one-on-one down here at the bottom.
Thompson looks back. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, hit and dropped for a 7-yard loss. Number 43 for the Wildcats. That's Devontae Fluellen makes that tackle. Going to bring up the first punt of the evening for the Panthers.
That's really unfortunate for the Panthers because Christian Buchanan was wide open down the right hash. Not anyone on him. Unable to make the play there was Miles Thompson. Just too much pressure there by the Wildcats.
Well, you can see Fluellen's speed because Thompson actually was rolling away from Fluellen, and he was still able to make that tackle. So with 10:33, the Panthers will punt for the first time, leading 7-3. They're going to snap this ball at the 45-yard line. Plenty of protection. Nice punt over to the left side. They're going to let that hit and roll. It's going to hit on the 15, roll sideways for a little while, and then die on the 16-yard lines where the Wildcats will take over. 1st and 10 from the 16 with a 29-yard punt. Thank you, Jeff. Man, your math's fast. 29-yard punt. 1st and 10 on the 16. Clock stopped on the change of possession. 10:13 left to go in this half. Panthers up 7-3. This will be the 3rd possession for the Wildcats. Field goal on their first possession. Then went nowhere on their second possession. Had to punt from their own end zone. They have a little bit more room to work now. Brock Jones, your quarterback. Tyler Hughes, the running back. Jones looking to his right, now looking over the middle. Throws short underneath. Ball's caught over the 30, over the 35, still on his feet out to the 36-yard line. Nice gain of 20 yards there from block to Jamaris Preston.
Looked like Lake Highlands got away with a block in the back there.
I didn't see that. Where'd you see the block in the back?
1st and 10, ball on the 36-yard line. Brock looking to right, quick set, throw out there, and incomplete pass. It would have resulted in no gain. Number 27, Blake Cronin, was actually on his knee when he caught that ball.
Really good penetration that time by Austin Corbett off the left side of the line.
2nd and 10 now, ball on the 36-yard line.
Plano East really crowding the line here tonight. Really showing them they're not going to be able to run the football on them.
Handoff up the middle to Tyler Hughes. He's going to pick up a tough 3. Going to bring up a 3rd and 7. The ball's going to be on the 39-yard line.
Plano East at times having 9 men in the box.
Looks like they are egging them on to pass the ball. They're saying you're not going to beat us by running the ball. You're going to have to put it in the air.
Anytime you take a look at the defensive line and you see number 2 and number 46 and number 9 and 19, you know they can all run. Ball thrown out in the flats, complete there from Brock Jones to number 7. That is Sam Ahiki. He picks up the first down and then some. Ball is going to rest right on the far hash, squarely on the 50-yard line. Wildcats in the hurry up. Ball set, ready to play. Jones takes the handoff, or takes the snap, hands the ball in to Tyler Hughes. He picks up 2. Nobody fooled by the change of pace offense then. Going to bring up 2nd and 8 on the 48.
Landis Durham again.
Guess who?
Number 92 for the Panthers, Deion Davis, is checked in the ball game. Brock Jones looks, quick throw out the flat. Incomplete pass, busted up there nicely by the Panther corner.
That's your simple looking up before you have it.
Heard some footsteps coming too.
Going to bring up a 3rd and 8 from the 48-yard line. Brock Jones, again, your quarterback, and much heralded Brock Jones.
If you've noticed, they are going to the opposite side of Landis Durham almost every single time now.
I would, too. I would run away from him.
And he still makes the tackle.
Yes, he does. Brock Jones under center with Tyler Hughes. Going to pump fake, throw over the middle, caught. Still on his feet. Nice move there. Number 5, it's a foot race to the end zone. Number 5, Jamarius Preston, just picks that up and goes 48 yards, broke 2 tackles, and now has put the Wildcats on top 9-7 with 8:51 left to go in this half.
Just a great pass and catch there.
Real nice touch pass from Brock Jones.
Now, if I see this correctly, swinging gate, Jones is going to hand off again to Jamarius Preston, who scores a touchdown. And why not run it in for the 2-point conversion on the swinging gate? Make the score 11-7, an odd football score with 8:51 left to go in the half. We'll be back with Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football in just 1 second.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
Just like that, as fast as a downbeat on a Charlie Parker jazz saxophone, the Wildcats have taken the lead 11-7 over the Panthers, courtesy of a 48-yard pitch and catch from Brock Jones to Jamaris Hughes. Number 20, Reese Morrison, will tee it up for the Wildcats. Back deep, number 11, Adi Omotosho, and number 21, Zadok Wilson for the Panthers. $8:51 left to go in this half. Wildcats up 11-7. Morrison's kick this time is deep. Fielded by Adi Omotosho on the wide side of the field. Running up the field in a hurry.
He's got some room.
He's got room.
He's going to be bounced out at the 32-yard line. So a 21-yard return by Omotosho then. The Panthers will take over 1st and 10, ball on the 31-yard line.
A super long stride by Omotosho.
Looks like he could be a hurdler.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
The result of the return is 1st and 10 on the 31 for the Panthers. 8:46 left to go in this half.
It's a big drive here for Plano East.
And keeping with the quarterback rotation, Miklos Smalls is now your quarterback. Number 23, Douglas, will still stay in at running back. Kind of a pistol formation. Buchanan, lead blocker. Hand off to Douglas over the middle. He's going to test the middle of the line right behind the center, Dane Cordell. Going to pick up 2. We're going to call it 2nd and 8.
It was a nice tackle there by Sam Haster for the Wildcats, a defensive tackle.
2 receivers to the top of the screen. That's Jason Sievert and Zadok Wilson. Alone at the bottom is Omotosho. Buchanan in the backfield, kind of in a wing. Douglas is your running back, and Miklos Smalls is your quarterback. Smalls fakes, keeps it on the keeper, tries the middle of the line of scrimmage. He, too, is going to make 2 yards. Going to bring up a now 3rd and 6 for the Panthers. Ball just inside the 25-yard line.
Little trap play there. The right tackle kind of tripped over the center's foot, or that play might have broke for something.
So 3rd and 6, ball on the 35. Clock will move under 7 minutes and 50 seconds during this snap. Now the Panthers will have trips to the top of the screen. Miklos Smalls checks with Douglas about the formation of the play. Here's the snap. Omotosho at the bottom of the screen. Smalls rolling to his left. Now throws in the flats. It's caught. Enough of the first down. That is number 21, Zadok Wilson, who makes that catch over in the left flats. That'll move the chains, moving the ball all the way to the 43-yard line, a gain of 12.
Very, very good discipline there by Smalls to go to his check down receiver.
And that was a really good play by Zadok Wilson. He was stopped short of that first down and made a really nice move on the cornerback to get the first down.
1st and 10 now, ball on the 43-yard line. Douglas in the backfield with Buchanan. Smalls is your quarterback. 2 receivers at the top, Omotosho to the bottom. Hand off to Douglas. He cuts it back over the middle, making a nice gain. Going to pick up, we're going to give him 7, maybe now 8. Still on his feet, still moving as a scrum ensues, and Douglas carried the entire Wildcat defense another 4 yards. I gave him 8. He made 14. Ball's on the 42 now. How about that?
Well, I tell you what, Douglas has shown us early this season he is not going to go down easily. And the offensive line got behind him, gave him a nice push to pick up, like you said, 14 on that play.
Coach McCullough said he did not miss a single day of the summer workout program. You can see he spent a lot of time in the weight room. Small's your quarterback. Douglas again your running back. Buchanan at the H-back. They'll hand the ball off over the left side of Douglas. He cuts over the middle. He's got 10. He's down to the 29-yard line. Going to be a pickup of 13.
Very nice tackle there, or Douglas may have gone the distance.
Nice tackle and nice blocking by the offensive line.
I cannot say enough about the interior of this offensive line. Mena, Cordell, and Mullins have played really well so far together. They are picking up the defensive tackles, and they're picking up the blitz really nice too, creating some nice running lanes for Douglas.
So clock's moved under 6:30. Panthers are on the move again. Ball 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. Omotosho to the bottom of the screen. Douglas in the backfield flanking Miklos Smalls to the left. Buchanan also in a wing to the left. Twins to the right. Now Douglas will come to the other side, bouncing up the formation. Here's a snap. Hand off to Douglas over the left side. Going to pick up 4. And, folks, he was 2 yards into the defensive side of the ball before anyone touched him.
What a job by that offensive line.
2nd and 6 now. The ball on the 25-yard line.
You wouldn't be able to tell that this offensive line, the majority of them are first-year starters.
First-year starters, 4 seniors, and the Blake Cordell, Dane Cordell, the center, is the lone junior.
Lake Highlands defensive line is huffing and puffing right now.
Douglas to Miklos Smalls left. Smalls will now play action over the middle. Got a man. Just a hair late.
Nice play by the safety right there.
Number 21, Zadok Wilson, the intended receiver. Looked for a second, that play had some promise. And you're right, the safety for the Wildcats came over and made a nice play. Going to bring up a 3rd down now and 6 from the 25-yard line.
They may go back to that play, though.
They look like they've had some really promising plays over the middle of the field.
Number 25, Austin Corbett, has checked back into the ballgame. So Corbett and Buchanan, the hybrid tight end type H-backs, are both in there.
Look for him in the flats here.
Douglas to Miklos Smalls left. Omotosho to the bottom of the screen, and now
we don't think about it.
The Panthers will think about it. You know what we're going to think about doing? Paying some bills. We'll be back right after this.
Keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned.
Okay, we're back. 5:27 left to go in the half. Panthers trailing the Wildcats 7-11. A 3rd and 6, ball on the 25-yard line. Douglas in the backfield. Buchanan and Corbett are the H-backs. We're going to hand off to Douglas. He's looking wide around the right side. Now, cuts back. Now he's still hit. Evades 2 tackles. Spins once and dropped for a 2-yard gain.
That Douglas just does not want to go down.
Going to bring up the second 4th down the Panthers have faced tonight deep in Wildcat territory. 4th and 4 this time. We'll call it 4th and 5. We'll not call it 4th and 5. We'll call it 4th and 4. I know the scoreboard says 4th and 6, but I can see better than that. What do you think, Jeff?
4th and 4.
4th and 4 it is then. 2 receivers to either side. Douglas now spread wide to Miklos Smalls' right. Ball on the left hash. Smalls looking left, and now we've got laundry
Looks like we got
of
a false
some
start.
Looked like the left tackle might have jumped there.
And they'll move it back 5 yards. Now that's going to bring up a 4th and 9. Still in no man's land, Jeff. A little too far for a high school kicker.
46.
46 yards. There you go. That's why you bring these young guys with you so they can do all the hard math. 4th and 9. Ball on the 28-yard line. Douglas and Smalls in the backfield. Here's a snap to Smalls. Play action, looking to his left, throws over the middle. Got a man just out of the outstretched arms of Siebert at the 2-yard line. Ball will go over on downs.
Great try. They had the man. They had him one-on-one. It was a good pass. Just didn't quite get the completion.
I'll tell you what, I'm actually really happy with the play calling that I'm seeing from Plano East right now. Every single time they needed a 4th down play, they've had the right call called. They've just not been able to execute it just yet.
So with 4:25 left to go in the half, the ball will go over on downs. Lake Highlands Wildcat will take over for their 4th possession. Brock Jones still the man at quarterback, and then Tyler Hughes is your running back. 2 receivers to the top, tied into the right side. Brock Jones hands to Hughes over the right side. He's going to find room, still on his feet, picks up a nice gain of 5 yards over the right side of that offensive line.
Really quick feet by Hughes. That's the first time we've seen him.
It's the first
in the open.
It's the first time we've called Mark Loveland's name tonight, number 6, the defensive back with the tackle, co-captain.
This time tied into the right. Going to run the same play. Hughes is going to find some running room. Picks up the first down +1. At the bottom of the pile then is number 19, Anthony Hines. The result of the gain, however, is a 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line. Clock just under 4 minutes. Wildcats on top, 11-7. Brock Jones hands off to Hughes again. He cuts back, spins, breaks the tackle, stopped after a 2-yard gain on the 43-yard line.
Real nice hit there by Anthony Hines.
Big 99 did Deontay Watts getting in there and wreaking havoc, making that play, busting that play up.
2nd and 8. Ball on the 42-yard line of the Wildcats. Brock Jones takes a snap, looks right, throws deep into the flats, in and out of the outstretched arms of Jamaris Preston, the young man who scored the touchdown earlier. Going to bring up a 3rd now and 8 from the 42.
Pretty good coverage that time by the Plano East Panthers. Number 9 covering Jordan Williams on the coverage.
Clock stopped with 3:20 left to go in the half. You know, if we can get a stop here, we'll still have time.
So, key 3rd down in the ball game so far.
2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Play action bootleg.
We got a false start.
And there we go.
That'll help the cause.
Oh, we got a timeout.
Ooh.
A timeout. All right.
That was a late timeout call there.
It was. Timeout, nevertheless. So you know what that means. We're going to pay a few bills. We'll be back for the Rodenball Flooring America and Appliance presentation of Plano East football right after this.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Okay, we're back. 3:16 left to go in the half. Wildcats up 11-7, facing a 3rd and 8, ball on the 42-yard line.
Big play here for the Panthers.
Brock Jones takes the snap, looks deep.
Landis Durham.
Ooh! Sacked there simultaneously by number 25, Austin Corbett, and Landis Durham. Big loss back down to the 34-yard line. That will force.
They have no answer for Landis Durham right now. No answer.
Landis Durham and Austin Corbett both coming off of the edge there, making a spectacular play to confuse the offensive line and get in there and take the quarterback down.
Small, standing on the 35-yard line, will await this punt. Lake Highlands is going to let the clock run down. 2:36 and counting, only 4 seconds on the play clock. Punts off a high punt. Miklo Smalls is content to let this hit, pick it up on the first bounce, bobbles it, and then immediately dropped on the 18-yard line.
A risky play, but a good play there by Smalls to field that punt. Definitely would have rolled 10, 15 more yards.
So 2:26 left to go in this half. Panthers take over 1st and 10. They're actually going to spot that on the 19-yard line, trailing the Wildcats 11-7.
Looks like they are going to bring out Miles Thompson for this series. I see him there in the huddle.
So he has kept with form, Coach McCullough has, alternating quarterbacks on every series.
I wonder if that's something he's going to do all year round or if this is kind of just an evaluation period.
Well, there's no such thing as preseason in high school football. All the games count. But this is a non-district game. When we start in the district, in a tough district that is, in 2 weeks, everyone will start with an even record.
Looks like we got 12 men on the field.
12 men for the offense or defense?
Offense.
Yes, we do have 12 men on the field for the offense. Like you said, no preseason games, so this is the first game of the season, first real action for the Panthers. There are a few kinks to work out. Fortunately, it doesn't count against their district record for their chances to get in the playoffs, but it does count for their record.
That is correct. The result of the penalty moves the ball back to the 14-yard line.
Be interesting if Coach McCullough decides to throw or just run the clock.
Miles Thompson is your quarterback. Fakes. Now he rolls left. He's got lots of room. He's across the 15, across the 20. 25, 26, steps out of bounds, stopping the clock wisely at the 26-yard line.
Really nice play there by the quarterback, Miles Thompson, to get out of bounds and get close to the first down after the big 5-yard loss on the penalty.
So he picks up 5 plus 6, going to bring up 2nd and 4, the ball on the 26. 5 plus 6, even I can do that. 11 yards on the gain for Miles Thompson. Douglas in the backfield with Thompson, flanking Thompson's right. Omatosho at the bottom of the screen. Thompson looking, now he's going to bring the ball down over the middle. Scrambles and fumbles the ball, but he was down well before that ball came out. He's going to get the first down, which will stop the clock while the chain's set. Ball on the 30-yard line.
Ground did cause the fumble there, and as we all know, the ground can't cause a fumble.
In high school, the clock does stop after a first down, and then will continue as they set the ball down.
They may try to get it off here before the 2-minute warning.
Well, if they had a 2-minute warning in high school, you are right.
Okay, no 2-minute warning.
There we go. Fake to Douglas. Thompson keeps
on
the right-hand side.
Oh, nice play.
Nice play in open field. 3-yard gain for Thompson. Clock now under 2 minutes at 1:43 and rolling. 2nd and 7 now. The ball on the 33-yard line.
I'd like to see him get Omatosho involved here. He's running some really nice routes. He's been open. They just haven't been able to get him the ball.
Douglas flanking Thompson's right. Play fake to Douglas over the middle. Ball broken up nicely.
Jared Smith on the break up there. Nice play by Jared Smith.
Clock stopped with ones all the way across the board. 1:11. 3rd and 7, ball on the 34-yard line. We'll see if we elect to put it in the air and risk stopping the clock again, or simply keep this on the ground, let it run down to give the Wildcats minimal time if we're not able to convert this first down. But let's see if we can convert the first down first. because you can't convert a first down second.
They would be risking, though, if they did throw the ball and it was incomplete, they would give the ball back to the Wildcats with some time left on the clock.
Number 7, Deontay Powell has stepped into the ball game. They're going to fake to him, and now Thompson will get the first down across the 41-yard line, which will stop the clock. And actually, the clock never started.
I do think that was the smart play there by McCullough. Run the ball. If you do get the first down, you are able to pick it up, but if you don't risk stopping the clock on the incomplete
We got
pass.
a free play with 1:11 left. Now the clock's at 1:04. Thompson looking right. Now throws deep down the sidelines. Omotosho not able to make the play. The ball will fall incomplete. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now. Ball on the 42-yard line.
Just overthrown. Omotosho, very good coverage by the Lake Highlands corner there. Could not quite get separation from him.
Number 14, Cameron Moore, has checked into the ball game for the Panthers. Now he's going to be at the top of the screen on the far hash. And now he will be substituted. Number 19 will check in for him, Anthony Hines. Thompson, the quarterback. Douglas to his right in the short set. Now they're going to hand the ball off.
Ooh.
Trying the right side is number 7, Deontay Powell, who checked in for Douglas. My bad. He's going to pick up a yard. Going to bring up 3rd and 9 now. The ball on the 43-yard line.
Neither team can stop the clock being out of timeouts. He might just be content on taking it on into the half now.
Well, the play clock is at 23. Game clock's at 33, so there'll be a 10-second difference. And you're right. I think they may be content to go into halftime just trailing 7-11. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Omotosho at the far side. Play action. Thompson is back. Throws over the middle. Broken up. Incomplete. Intended receiver there, number 14, Cameron Moore.
That's twice, 2 plays in a row that the middle linebacker for the Wildcats, Simeon Hosea, has come in and made a really nice play.
Going to bring up a 4th now and 9. Ball on the 43-yard line. 17 seconds remaining in this half. Guess who the punter is?
Is it Landis Durham?
Good guess.
Get out of here. It really is him. He's an all-around
Nico
player.
Smalls is the up back. Good snap. Punt is away. A high end-over-end punt. Hits on the 24. Now takes a Panther roll all the way down to the 15, the 14-yard line. Clock at 6. And they will stop it with 2 seconds remaining in this half, where the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 from the 14.
I have a feeling if Landis Durham does end up going to Texas A&M that he will not be the punter.
It's early.
Very good point, Rick.
You know
Very
what?
Good point.
The net result of that was a 43-yard punt. That's not a bad average.
In the NFL, that's a pretty darn good punt.
Looks like the Wildcats are in the victory formation. They'll take a knee there. And that will run out the first half of the first ball game of the 2014 season. Lake Highlands Wildcats 11, your Plano East Panthers 7. We're going to pay a few bills, and then we've got an interesting segment for you Plano East Panther fans. We're going to get a chance to interview the principal for Plano East. We'll pay a few bills. We'll do an interview. Stick around for the second half of the Rodenball Flooring Americas and Appliances presentation of Plano East football, brought to you by Sports Sounds and Champion Sports Radio.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
Shell experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
All right, we're back here at halftime with the Plano East Panthers and the Lake Highlands Wildcats. It is half. Wildcats up 11-7. It was an interesting first half. We saw a lot of run-based offenses, and I'm interested to see what you thought about the first half for the Plano East Panthers offense, and then we'll go into the other side of the ball after that.
Yeah, Rick, it was a lot of run-based offense. Looked really well. The offensive line is really holding up for themselves. Looking for maybe to get a few passes open this second half and come out with a victory.
Yeah, the interior for the offensive line for the Plano East Panthers has really impressed me here. We've said the name of Cordell, Mina, and Mullins quite a few times through the first half. The Jaquan Douglas for the Plano East Panthers has really, really impressed me. He's got a lot of quick moves. He finds the hole really well. And, one of the things that you can see with running backs that have the skills and the ability that he has, they might juke a little bit too much and not find the hole. We're not seeing that from Douglas. He is juking and then getting up the field as quickly as possible.
He's really good at finishing off that run. Getting those 2 or 3 extra yards where a lot of running backs are stopped at the point of impact.
I think you got to give the Wildcats a lot of credit. Their offense is, it's sputtered at times, but it has come out strong. That the big play to number 5, Jamaris Preston for the touchdown, and then the 2-point conversion also to Preston to give them the 11-7 lead was a big play by the Wildcats. But can't say enough about the defense side of the ball for the Panthers, though. How has Landis Durham impressed you this first half?
How is he not? The man is unblockable. We can see why he is committed to Texas A&M. That is for sure.
Well, I tell you what, the Aggies have got a great player on their hands. The other person who's really impressed me in this first half for the defense has been Austin Corbett. He plays on both sides of the ball. He seems to be a really, really talented athlete,
seems to be very good at timing the blitz.
Yeah, you have seen
has really good niche for timing that blitz just perfect and getting in there and interrupting the quarterback and interrupting the zone read that they're running out of the spread formation.
Yeah, when you get your strong linebacker to come in and make a good pressure, especially when you're getting the defensive end, Landis Durham, to come in and get nice pressure for you, it really makes it difficult for the quarterback to set his feet and get some time to throw the ball. So basically, we'll be back with you guys in just a minute. We're going to pay some bills, and we'll be back to the Plano East halftime here in just 1 minute.
Service and repair. See the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
This program is produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Okay, we're back. Plano East Panthers trail the Lake Highlands Wildcats 11-7. But one of the things that we're going to do this year is take halftime as an opportunity to really expand our knowledge of Plano East and talk about all the good programs that you guys have going. And we have the pleasure right off the bat of having the principal, George King, with us here in the booth. George, how you doing today?
Doing well. Feeling a little down about the score, but other than that, it's a good night for football. We had a huge Plano East crowd here, which is uplifting. Score, it's kind of a bummer.
Well, it's just halftime.
Yes, sir.
And you know, there are those that would say any night is a good night for football, but this certainly is a night that is enjoyable weather. And you mentioned a huge crowd, and let's talk about that for a second. You know, anytime you talk about Plano East, one of the things that comes up is how large the school is. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your enrollment and some of the difficulties and some of the advantages of having that many students at one high school.
Well, we're actually down a little bit in enrollment this year from last. We were at 30 last year, and this year we're opening our doors at almost 2,900.
Is that 2,900 in the top 4 grades or just the top 2?
No, that's all 4 grades.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So we're running about 1,200 seniors, 1,200 juniors, and close to 500 freshmen and sophomore this year.
Still at 3,000, around about 3,000, that's as large as some small colleges in the United States.
Yes, sir. And one of the things that makes it feel so big there is students attend classes in 8 different buildings. And so that's the thing that makes it feel spread out and makes it sometimes feel like it's a little unmanageable. But it seems to work, and I think one of the best things that makes it work is that beautiful scenery out around the fountain, out around the pond, and it just does, I think, the student body a lot of good to have such a tranquil, peaceful setting to go to school, and it makes the pleasure of walking from building to building very nice.
Yeah, and for those listeners who have not had the opportunity to set foot on the Plano East campus, I had that chance this year for the first time and was actually very impressed. It's tranquil, it's peaceful, it's very clean, and when you see the students moving from building to building, they're doing that with a sense of purpose. Mm-hmm. All of those things come from the leadership role that you have at the school. I know you have a couple of assistant administrators or assistant principals, actually 4 of them, working with you.
Right. Well, actually, there's 7 on the administrative team altogether. So we have 4 sub-school principals. The 4 sub-school principals divide the alphabet evenly. And then I have 2 associate principals, one that oversees student activities and the other one that oversees curriculum.
So it's quite diverse. And speaking of diversity, you have some programs that I'd like to ask you about.
Okay.
One of those is the International Baccalaureate World School. Tell me a little bit, what is that exactly?
Well, as you may recall, a couple of years ago, actually starting in 1995, the International Baccalaureate program was brought to Plano East. And the International Baccalaureate program is just an 11-12 program, but any successful IB program has sort of a training ground that occurs in 9th and 10th grade too. So the original plan with Plano ISD was to use Clark and Williams as the training ground or the 9-10 centers for the pre-IB program. And so students from all over the district could come sort of as a magnet to either Williams or Clark to participate in the pre-IB program, later to matriculate up to Plano East to become full-fledged International Baccalaureate students. 2 years ago, the plan, as the feeder alignment went into sort of its permanent alignment, Clark pulled away and was aligned with Plano Senior High. And so it was decided that we would go ahead and take the IB program 9 through 12 and center it all at Plano East. So last year being the first year, we started with 175 ninth graders, 130 10th graders. This year we have about 170 10th graders, and we brought in almost 250 ninth graders.
Oh, my.
Right.
So the program's grown quite a bit in 1 year.
It really has. And, we're hoping that we can continue to have an open enrollment plan. Boy, if we keep growing like that, at that pace, we may have to cap the number that can get in each year.
That's a good problem to have.
It is. It is. It makes me feel good when we have that many students from across the district, and really even students outside the district. If you attend a school district that doesn't have an IB program, you can transfer to Plano East and become a part of our program.
Now, Mr. King, I'm going to confess here. Mine is an Oklahoma education, so we didn't have an IB opportunity where I went to high school in McAlester, Oklahoma. Tell me, students that go through that program, what are the advantages and what are they looking at after they matriculate and move on to college?
Right. The IB student has the potential of graduating from Plano East with a number of college credit hours already achieved. That can range, that just depends on the student, but there have been students that have earned their entire freshman year just simply participating in the IB program. And so their success in the course and their performance on the year-ending IB test can give you college credit into most colleges and universities across the United States. So we have about 75 to 80% of our kids graduate with a full IB diploma and go on to really kind of start their sophomore years at colleges across the United States.
So you get a jump on college.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting an enhanced high school education.
Yes, sir.
The students are leaving your school more prepared. In fact, already are college students, some by an entire year. And it saves mom and dad on the pocketbook a little bit?
It really does because, you know, to take the test, you pay about $100 per test. But if you look at how much you pay for an entire college course, you can earn college credit simply by performing well on that test. It only costs you about $100 and gain the college credit to boot. I think more importantly, though, you have kids that are walking away with a diploma who are completely ready for any college curveball that gets thrown to them. They are, I think, well ahead of their peers when they enter college because they've engaged in a very rigorous program that has prepared them well for the rigors of writing, research, and just taking on the challenge of a big course.
And we know, as studies have proven this out, the more prepared you are, the greater the chance that you'll graduate in college. And we know that only 50% of those students that enter college ever leave with a diploma. So my guess is those that have gone through the IB program, that number is much higher.
Yeah, we don't have that statistic. Probably be a good one to track, but I would expect that we ought to have about 100% there.
Well, see, that's what I can do. I can make up those statistics, and if you say them with authority, people will tend to believe them. And we're on the radio, so who can challenge me?
Exactly.
But that's not the only program that you have at Plano East. Tell me a little bit about the Health Science Academy that you have.
So that's new to Plano East this year. We've renovated most of the downstairs of Building 4. The students actually started last year at Williams High School as 10th graders. That was the first year of the Health Science Academy. And so those 10th graders have now come to Plano East. There's 39 of them. And they are engaged in clinical experiences out at various hospitals, medical facilities across the community. And they take a 2-hour block of health science coursework at our school while engaged in those clinical experiences. So they also are allowed to, or they're entitled to, take dual enrollment Collin College courses to take their English, their math, their science, and their social studies. So many of the 39 are also taking Collin College dual enrollment courses on our campus from Collin College professors. And so those kids, too, are gaining college credit, depending on their performance, through those dual enrollment courses.
College credit and real-world application, because they're ahead of the field when they graduate.
Yes, sir.
And choosing a health science field where the increasing need for employees is just growing leaps and bounds every year.
Big growth industry, the health science medical field. And one of the great things is these kids can actually graduate from Plano East, and actually have up to 50 hours of college credit. Now, it's not going to be college credit towards graduation, but it is college certification credit that makes them job ready in things like EKG, certified nurse assistant, medical coding and billing, just a lot of the technical skills that are required in hospitals these days, these kids can finish high school with the certification to be job ready to go out to hospitals and begin work.
It's just one of the ways I think education today is rethinking the way that they teach and shaping what we're going to need in the future from our students. That's encouraging to see that you guys are doing that at Plano East.
Yeah, it's pretty fabulous, I think, for kids to, we used to do a lot to train kids vocationally back in the days with, the wood shop and different programs like that. And so those programs have withered away over time due to state changes in the graduation requirements. And so this is kind of a good way to bring vocational training back in a very growing field, the medical science field. And it's rare these days to find programs where kids can graduate high school with job-ready skills.
But we know this, too. The programs that you offer are only as good as your teachers and your administrators. Talk to me a little bit about your staff there at Plano East.
Well, we have 251 staff members at Plano East that are either full or part-time. We have I think we have 219 professional employees, and that includes counselors, administrators, and teachers. So we have, I'm going to say, we have around 185, 190 teachers on that staff, and they, most of them have master's degrees, and most of them are actually involved in some of these high-octane courses that we like to call them, either the advanced placement courses or the international baccalaureate courses or the health science courses that these kids are training in. And so you have to have a good degree, a high degree, in order to teach these high-octane programs.
And be highly motivated.
Exactly.
To motivate the kids.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're going to look forward to the rest of this year, the remaining 9 ball games, to take a look inside Plano East. And I will tell you, just from the outside, this is my first year to ever be associated with the Plano East program. It's extremely impressive. The excitement that Coach McCullough has brought to the football field, I'm equally excited about the things that you're doing academically.
Thank you.
So I have one more question before we leave, because Coach McCullough is a Plano East graduate. He said in an interview with us it was like coming home.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel a change when he walked onto campus?
Oh, my goodness, yes. He is 85 graduate. He was famous back then for his exploits as a high school football player. He was actually my student teacher. I was teaching social studies at Williams High School back in 1990. And
so you go back a long ways also.
Oh, yes, sir.
You don't look that old.
Well, it's easy to say on radio. But,
you're right.
But Joey McCullough was my student teacher, and he had a lot of fire at that time, and I always knew he was going to be a special guy. And so when we got the chance to interview and hire him for this job, I just knew that this was going to be an important thing for Plano East. And he brings so much energy and fire and enthusiasm to our campus, and he's uplifted the program.
Well, and he learned well from you. And listen, I know this.
I claim a lot of credit for that.
Well, and you deserve it, and we'll give it to you. One of the things I do know, my father was a football coach and administrator. I've done that. My wife is still a teacher. One thing I know about principals, they're always busy, even on game nights away. And so we really appreciate the fact that you would take time out of your schedule to come up here and visit with us and be the first. And I will tell you this about Mr. King. He did this on short notice. The first time he and I conversed was yesterday afternoon, and he's been a champ to come up here and visit with us. I'm sure we'll get to know him more over the course of the year. But, hey, thank you, and don't worry. The second half, the Panthers will come back.
I believe
they're
you're right.
They're going to win this ball game.
I believe it. And thank you for the opportunity. And I want to say to all the Plano East community out there, come out and participate and watch all of our student programs, because we have some fabulous programs, both athletic and fine arts, and these have some very talented kids, and we enjoy watching them.
And if you can't watch them, listen to them on Champion Sports Radio. So we're going to pay a few bills, and we'll be back after this with the Rod and Balls Flooring American and Appliances presentation of Plano East football right after this.
showroom displays state-of-the-art name brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
All right, we are back here, ready to give you the keys to the second half right here on Champion Sports Radio. It was a great interview we had just now with Opie Otten and the principal for the Plano East High School, Mr. George King. We do hope that you are enjoying the broadcast so far. It is 4 minutes to kick off for the second half. The Wildcats are up 11-7 over the Plano East Panthers. We are going to go ahead and give you the keys to the second half now with Mr. Jeff Rushing and myself, Rick Folletti. I do see the keys for the Plano East Panthers here in the second half. They need to continue to play good defense. They need to shore up a little bit of the pass defense here in the second half. And, that'll be important for them to stay in this ball game on the defensive side, to play good coverage on the defense.
Yeah, Plano East will be getting the ball. They won the toss and deferred. So a good drive is key right here to get the second half started.
I wish you guys could see what we're seeing right now. We'll give you a little taste of what we are listening to here. It is the Oklahoma State University Marching Band. All right, as we listen to an undertone of the Oklahoma State University band, the high school football teams are starting to come back on the field. Now, let me ask you this, Jeff. First game for you to broadcast high school football, first game for me to broadcast high school football. What does it mean for you growing up in football the way that you have to be able to come out here and be a part of District 6A, one of probably the most competitive districts in the state of Texas for 6A, to be able to come out here and be a part of this tonight? What does that mean for you?
Well, it's a thrill, Rick. It really is. It's a thrill. Growing up, just watching it from the stands all my life. I never played, but my dad was a football coach, and I'm 36, and I probably missed three or four games in 30 plus years.
Wow. So you've been around football.
I've seen a lot of football. I've seen a lot of underclass 3A, 4A football, and just watching 6A is, you can just tell it's a whole nother level with the athletes that they have on the field. It's a thrill to be up here and a thrill to do it with you guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, for this being just our first half, we do have some chemistry. Obviously, we got some kinks to work out, but I'm very excited about this season and what we're going to accomplish and how we are going to come together. And I'll tell you what, Opie, you had a fabulous interview with Mr. King. What an interview you had with him. He was a great sport. He sat here with you, answered your questions.
Good subjects make good interviews. So let me get this straight, Jeff. You never played, but you did stay at a Holiday Inn Express once? Is that right?
That's right.
All righty. Hey, guess what? We're back. We're about ready to kick off the second half. The Panthers trail the Wildcats 7-11. That just almost sounds...
Oklahoma State Marching Band. Can you believe that?
That's the Oklahoma State Marching
Yes.
Band? Oh, they're here for tomorrow night's game. See, here we go. Back in the day in 1980 when I played at Tulsa Union, the Houston band played at our halftime. We got beaten triple overtime, missed 5 field goals, any one of which would have won us the ball game. Having said that, that did look awfully big
to be a
for
high school
band.
You know, so that leads me up into keys to the game for the offense for the second half for the Plano East Panthers. Jeff, when you look at the second half for the Panthers, what do we need to see on offense for Plano East to have success here in the second half?
I really like the way they were running the football. They stick to that run and get them linebackers come closer line, and then drop them off with a streak pass or a pass out to Amatosha with one-on-one coverage. It could be dangerous.
Let me ask you this. We've seen Douglas, number 23 for the Panthers, out of the backfield a lot on the option and handoffs. I'd like to see a little bit of a swing pass to the outside and see if Omatosho, with that single coverage on the outside, could post a block. We've seen good inside coverage by the offensive line, pushing the defensive ends into the interior of the line. I'd like to see maybe some swing passes to the outside and see if we could get some open space for Douglas.
Well, whatever they have in store, we're fixing to find out in just a few minutes. I'm sure Coach McCullough made all the necessary adjustments at halftime. And that's one of the things you have to remember. This is the first ball game. And you're only as good as what your kids can learn. As coaches, sometimes we have a lot of adjustments that we think we want to make. We want to do this, we want to do this, we want to do this. But if the kids can't grasp it, it's hard to do those things. So sometimes adjustments are minimal, and we come back out and just execute what we try to do in the first half with a little bit more effectiveness. And we're in the ball game. Let's not forget, it's one 48-yard pass play, or we're ahead 7-3 in this ball game. Plano East deferred after winning the coin toss, so they will receive to start the second half. And now we see back deep, number 11, Omatosho, who we've talked about at length, and number 21, that is Zadok Wilson, also a wideout. They'll be standing on each hash at about the 5-yard line. Omatosho on the far hash, Wilson on the near hash, going from your right to left. Here's a kick. This deep kick is going to be fielded on the 10-yard line by Omatosho, coming around the right side, makes a cut, breaks a tackle, still on his feet around the 40, upended at the 39-yard line. Nice run, a return of 29 yards for that young man. So Plano takes over. 1st and 10, ball on the 39-yard line.
Very good piece of running there by Omatosho, following his lead blockers there, making the wedge.
One of the things promising note that we can see here for the Plano East Panthers, no matter where you look at it, the blocking has been stupendous all night.
It is, and not an easy word to say, stupendous. See how that happens?
It's like the same thing.
Miles Thompson is going to start at quarterback again this time. Douglas flanked him on his left. Zone read up the middle. Douglas makes one cut to his right. Still on his feet. Scrambles around. Picks up 4. Bringing up 2nd and 6.
Solid first down play there.
And Miles Thompson needs to be really careful on the snap. He leaned forward there, got away with a little bit of a false start. Needs to be careful moving prior to the snap.
Douglas on Thompson's left. Buchanan and Sievert at the top. Here's the handoff to Douglas coming around the right side. Picks up some room. Another nice gain of 3 yards. So 3 yards in a cloud of dust, even though there is no more dust on this field, means a first down after 4 plays. 4 times 3 is 12.
So has this always been a turf field, or back in the Boneyard days was it grass field?
Oh, it was grass.
And it's not, it's called field turf now. It's soft as grass, not the hard rock stuff that we used to play on in the mid-'80s. 3 receivers now to the top. Actually, Buchanan's in a short slot. Handoff again. No, Thompson keeps it on the zone read. He elects to keep. He's going to get the first down.
Very
move
nice
the ball
match.
to the midfield stripe. Nice fake. Fooled me. Not hard to do. 1st and 10, ball on the 50-yard line.
Nice little piece of running there by Thompson. Didn't look like he was going to have the first down, but didn't give up on the play and had a nice push to get the first down.
He did. Sievert, the lone receiver at the bottom. 2 receivers to the top, and the Buchanan's in that tight slot. Douglas bounces out to Thompson's right. Handoff to Douglas around the right side. Got plenty of room. Nice seal block on the edge. Going to pick up 9, still on his feet, where he'll be piled up there. 2nd and 1, 9-yard gain.
Charles Edgett, the right tackle for the Panthers, with a really nice seal on the inside there, as well as number 15, Charles Buchanan, locking down that right side to push the ball outside.
Douglas really finishing off his runs, making those defensive backs think twice about tackling him.
Cameron Moore now checks into the ball game for the Panthers. Also, for the first time tonight, we're seeing number 83. That's Tim Wilson checking in at wide receiver. Thompson, your quarterback. Douglas to his right, the lone back. Going to reset. Thompson calls an audible at the line of scrimmage.
0 seconds on the play clock. Not sure what's going on here. They are going to get him for a delay of game.
And normally you will see a coach try to call timeout when somebody's got their eye on the clock. I missed it that time.
Let's hope this doesn't kill the drive here. They've had a really nice drive to open up the second half. Hopefully they can overcome this here.
Well, if you're going to have a penalty, it's nice to have it in the early down. So it's just going to be 2nd and 6. So it's like you gain 4 yards instead of 9. 2nd and 1's better, but 2nd and 6 is not bad.
It's manageable.
2 receivers at the bottom. Buchanan in the short slot to the left of the screen. Here's the handoff coming around the left side. Douglas cuts up, going to pick up 4. And again, moving a pile, as he does so often, picks up 3. Going to bring up 3rd and 3 from the 43.
One thing I am noticing here in the second half, it looks like the Wildcats are stacking the box. They are encouraging them to throw the ball here.
I think at the first half we completed 2 passes, so you are right. I will see those safeties start to creep up. Your linebackers start to get a little closer to the line of scrimmage. Douglas flanking Thompson to his right. Thompson's going to keep the ball now up the middle, looking right first. Going to get across near the stripe, but they're going to mark him short. It's going to be 4th and about a half yard. Jeff, this is a little interesting because this is an area of the field where a punt may help you.
I think he may 4th. It's going to be 4th and very, very short. Let's see if he goes under center and maybe tries a quarterback sneak here.
With the way that offensive line has been playing in the interior, it would be a nice. He is going to go into shotgun formation here.
Shotgun formation. Douglas about a yard in front of Thompson, now even with him. Going to hand off to Douglas around the left side. He's hitting the backfield. He is dropped for a 2-yard loss, so the Wildcats will take over.
Number 11, Simeon Hosea, came in out of nowhere for the Wildcats and just put the stop on him.
So if my math is correct, and it almost always is, that'll be the 3rd time tonight that the ball has turned over on downs.
That's
where
correct.
The Panthers have elected to go for it. This is the first time, however, it's in a little bit different field position. So we'll start the second half the way we started the first, with Brock Jones at quarterback, Tyler Hughes at running back. Hughes is going to get the ball down the right side. There's a whole herd of Panthers. Can you have a herd of Panthers? Because
Sure
they were
can.
all in the backfield waiting on Hughes.
Anthony Hines just coming in there and blowing that up.
Loss of
showing
3.
his athletic ability.
I guess that would be a pride of Panthers.
Is it a pride? It's a pride of Lions. I don't know if it's a
Pride
pride of
for
Panthers.
cats. They call them pride for cats.
Okay. So here we go now. We've got a 2nd and 13, the ball on the 40. Brock Jones is the quarterback. He steps, look, quick throw to the left flat. Number 5, Jamarius Hughes. He makes a man miss on the outside. Wow, he has some wheels.
Jamarius Preston with the speed on the outside.
Picks up the loss of 4 plus 10. First down. Ball now on the 46-yard line in Panther territory.
We did talk about the keys to the defense being that the secondary would have to step it up here in the second half and keep these big plays in the passing game at check.
It was Preston who had the 48-yard touchdown earlier, so he looks to be a favorite target of Brock Jones. Jones under center, steps back, looking for Preston. Now throws the ball late over the middle. Intended target is Preston high and outside. That was the fastball that just got away from him there.
Does look like the cornerbacks are playing a little off here. They are respecting the speed of the Wildcats, not going with the press coverage just yet.
7-13 in the third quarter. Second half just underway. Panthers trail by 4. We saw the arm of Jones there, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Hughes now over on the left side of Jones. Preston in motion. Hand the ball to Preston around the left side. He makes a cut inside. Now outside. Dances around. Picks up we're going to give him 3. 3rd and 7 now from the 42-yard line. What do you think, Jeff?
Running the stretch play to Preston right there.
Big third down here for the Panthers.
I think it's a big third down. What do you guys think?
I'd say so.
3rd and 7. Ball on the 43-yard line. The line to make is the 31. Brock Jones steps back, looks over the middle, throws in and out of the hands of Jamarius Preston. Almost picked off there.
That's actually good coverage by number 32. That's going to be Quan Beasley with the coverage. Really nice play to break it up.
So
Beasley,
now,
a junior, has had several good plays tonight on the defensive side of the football.
Faced with the same type of decision, even a little deeper into Panther territory, the Lake Highlands Wildcats have elected to play field position and have set up in the punt formation, but this is one of those areas in the field, Jeff, where you think a fake punt may be in order. Snaps back. Looks like they will kick it. A high kick. Hits at the 20. Takes a Panther bounce, or hits at the 15, takes a Panther bounce at the 15. Will be down there by number 70, William Armour.
28-yard punt there, Opie.
There you go.
That's that Texas math for you, Opie.
Well, it's an Oklahoma education. I mean, I played football, but I wore a helmet, so you think I'd get it right occasionally. Here we go. 1st and 10, ball on the 15.
Looks like you should have been wearing your Shockbox DFW sensor inside of your helmet.
I think that would be great if they had those. That may be the cause of the inability to do mathematical equations at this age. Enough of that. Let's get back to football.
Looks like we do have Miko Smalls back in for the rotation of the quarterbacks.
We do. So he stayed true to form, alternating series. Douglas is still in the backfield. Smalls takes over. Smalls now on the quarterback sweep to the right side. Now cuts it back against the grain. Got room, got a block on the right across the 20, across the 25, across the 30. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 30-yard line, so he picks up 15.
That was just all Miko Smalls there. Nothing to the left, reverses field, and just outran the pursuit. Very nice run there, Miko.
Miko's got some wheels on him.
Sievert and Zadok Wilson at the bottom of the screen. Buchanan at your H-back. Douglas still your running back. Miko Smalls your quarterback. Omotosho at the top. Now they're going to run the option. Smalls is going to keep it, turn it up. Pick up 4. Speed option is what we call that.
That is definitely the speed option. Defense end took the running back, and Miko cut it up just like he should have. Gain of 4. Good first down play there. Make it 2nd and 6.
4 times 3 is 12. That's a first down. Clock's moved under 6 minutes in the third quarter. 2nd and 6. Ball on the 34. Douglas flanks Smalls to the right.
They stack.
Buchanan in the slot to the left. Handoff to Douglas around the left side. Not able to get much there. Hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped almost immediately. Forward progress is going to give him a yard, make up 3rd and 5.
They did stack the box that time, the Wildcats. I counted 9 people inside of the box on that last play for the Wildcats. They are egging them on to throw the ball. Let's see if the Panthers answer with some nice pass plays here.
Well, they're going to have 3 receivers at the top of the screen. That will be Zadok and Moore and Omotosho. Now Thompson looks. He looks right. Pressure. Spins out of the pressure. Throws. Caught over the middle at the 41-yard line. Nice play by Thompson to extend that. Nice job by Sievert to come back and catch it. The result of the play is a first down all the way out to the 41-yard line.
Miko Smalls doing his Johnny Manziel.
His feet kept that play alive. There's no question about that.
Avoiding the tackles.
Kept his eyes downfield and was able to find Sievert for the wide open play out into the flats.
They'll stay with trips to the top of the screen. That's Omotosho, Cameron Moore, and Zadok Wilson. Now Zadok comes into the tight slot. Play action over the middle. Over the outstretched hands of Moore. Had him, just missed him. But a nice throw there by Miklo Smalls.
Yeah, they've had some good opportunities down that right hash going right to left here tonight. They just haven't been able to connect. That's okay. They'll get them.
Buchanan will re-enter the ball game, replacing Cameron Moore back into, if you can have a tradition after one half of football, the more traditional set for the Panthers. Buchanan is in that slot. Douglas to Miklo Smalls left. Here's a snap. Smalls will keep it around the right side on the zone read. Up the middle now. Picks up one. Going to bring up 3rd and 9. Ball on the 42-yard line. Line to make for the first down is the Lake Highlands Wildcats 49.
Got 3rd and 9 here. We have somewhat flipped the field position, though.
Yeah, the punt was down originally at the 15. So we've gained 27 yards. Miklo Smalls still in at quarterback. They've alternated between he and Miles Thompson every series. Douglas is off to his right. Buchanan in the short slot. Play action pass. Smalls throws. Got a man in and out of the hands of Buchanan on the out pattern. Had it for a second. Nice coverage there by Lake Highlands, and it will force the first punt of the half with 3:47 left to go in the third quarter.
That was a very nice pass by Smalls. Just a heck of a play by the defender.
We're close, gentlemen, on a couple of occasions of completing those.
We are right there. I'm telling you, that passing game looks really, really good. They are just so close to making that play.
Landis Durham will be on his 26-yard line. Here's the snap. Nice protection. A low end-over-end punt, fielded on the 25, bobbled, now picked up. That's Jamaris Preston. Gets all the way out to the 32-yard line.
Definitely want to get your hands on him.
I know he makes you hold your breath every time he gets the ball, doesn't he?
Really nice open field tackle by Darren Smith to save what could have been a really long run for the Wildcats.
Ball will go over now as a result of the punt. 3:38 left to go in the third quarter. Wildcats still on top, 11-7. Brock Jones, your quarterback. Tyler Hughes, your running back. Tied into the top of the screen. Now Brock Jones will set. Threw out in the flats, a quick throw, but in and out of the hands of number 27. That is Blake Cronin, who can't handle that. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 33-yard line.
One thing I am noticing is the Wildcats are trying to take advantage of this coverage that the Panthers are playing way off. They're trying to take advantage of these really quick passes to the outside.
2 receivers to the top, tied in. Hand off Tyler Hughes over the right side. Makes one man miss, makes 2 miss. Going to pick up the first down and then some. Get all the way out to the 45-yard line. We're going to call it the 46. That'll move the chains.
Very nice quick hitter right there inside.
They're going to move it on the 45. Highlands goes up tempo. Brock Jones takes the snap.
That looked like a
illegal procedure, I believe, on the Panthers. But the result of the play was a loss of 3, but we believe the laundry was directed at the good guys. So that's going to bring up a 1st and 5 from the midfield stripe.
That's a tough call, too, because it looked to me like the Wildcats were lining up off sides as well.
Up tempo again for the Wildcats. Brock Jones in the backfield with Tyler Hughes and number
got the 5.
Looks like Austin Corbett or
legal procedure.
False start there on the offense.
And number 26, Octavian Warren, has checked in the ball games in the Lake Highland backfield. So we'll start it where we began 2 plays ago. 1st and 10. Ball on the 45-yard line.
No harm, no foul, right?
That's what I think. Again, Octavia Warren and Tyler Hughes in the backfield on either side of Brock Jones. Jones hands the ball to Hughes around the left side, cuts it back over the middle of the right side. Still on his feet, nice momentum. They're going to mark that at the 40-yard line, which should be enough for another Wildcat first down.
Yeah, the Wildcats got a really good push by their offensive line there. They're playing the up-tempo offense, maybe causing a little bit of tiredness on the Panthers side.
Watson Johnson check out of the ball game. Now we're going to hand off to Tyler Hughes again over the left side. Still on his feet. Nice hit at the end of that run, but not before he picked up 6 yards.
Marquise Morrow with a really nice hit there. Just a really nice football play.
You know, one of the things when you go up tempo, it's more taxing on the defensive line than it is the offensive line. Now they'll spread it out a little bit. Brock Jones will hand off to Hughes again on the left side. Got room. Big hit there at the 40, but then he falls forward for 2 more. Ball down to the 34-yard line. Helmets are flying now, boys. It's time to play football.
It's Texas, it's Friday night, and it is high school football.
Appears that Durham is not in the game at the moment, and they are really taking advantage of it with these quick hitters up the middle.
I don't see Landis on the sidelines. I don't know. He did punt, so we know he did come out for the second half. 2 backs in the backfield on either side of Brock Jones now. Now we'll hand off again to Tyler Hughes along the left side. He's going to pick up 2.5. And here
he comes.
Landis.
This hot night probably just giving him a little breather, being the first ball game.
Well, like we said, the up-tempo offense really challenges the defensive linemen. That's why so many NFL teams have gone to rotating 6 or 7 in the play. Quick pass out in the flash. Jamaris Preston makes 1 miss, makes 2 miss, still on his feet. Panthers are swarming, but not before he got 8 yards, down to the 25-yard line.
Just really good in the open field, that Preston.
It was a really nice swing pass to the outside.
I'm not sure, but I don't think that any other Wildcat has caught a pass. Here's a little bit different formation, the pistol formation.
Looks like we got
Looked like
motion.
it did look like a false start. That'll help out the Panthers here. They'll mark them back 5. And instead of 3rd and 1, it'll make it 3rd and 6.
The pistol formation, as we call that, Brock Jones is about 3 yards behind the center with a fullback even with him, and then a tailback, which in this case is Hughes, 2 yards behind him, almost like the I formation with the quarterback, instead of being under center, back behind the center about 2 yards. And they'll stick with that formation. So fullback parallel, tailback Hughes is 7 yards deep. They'll hand it to him on the lead play over the right side. He's looking for room. He finds a little opening, bounces around, picks up 5, going to make it 4th and 1.
Looked like a little bit of dancing with the stars there. Tyler Hughes dances his way close to the first down.
They'll stand with the pistol formation, hand it back to him, makes the first down, but it's going to depend on the spot.
Oh, it looks like they may have stopped him there. Opie.
Anthony Hines the third.
I think we're going to get a turnover on downs here.
Well, this will bring up the first challenge that we've had of the year. Rick believes first down. What's your call? Hurry.
I believe we stopped him.
That's what I think, too. I think it might be a turnover on downs, Panthers
Well, it
ball.
would be too easy if I agree with you, so I'm going to say that it is not a first down, that it is a first down, just because I want to be contrary. We'll wait for the players to clear the field so we can take a measurement. Although I've not really seen maybe a new rule in high school where both teams have gone to the sidelines simply awaiting a measurement. That's a new wrinkle for me. But it does give both teams an opportunity to stay hydrated, which is important. Even though we have a nice temperature out tonight of 92 degrees, you still have to stay.
Oh, it's going to be short. Turnover on downs.
Let's not gloat. I simply said they got a first down to be contrary.
So
I agree with you guys all the way around.
We are 1-0 for the season.
Well, I just changed my mind, so I'm with you guys.
Very nice
take
play.
Over.
Very nice play by Anthony Hines the third right there.
It was.
We've called his name a few times on defense tonight for some nice stops.
The super sophomore.
Miles Thompson back at quarterback. Buchanan in the H-back, their own version of pistol.
Loading up the box.
Number 7, Octavian Warren in the backfield. Thompson looking over the middle, plenty of time, throws down the right side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, number 21, Zadok Wilson.
Had him open on the wheel route.
Oh, he's down.
And now Wilson is down.
Took a shot as he jumped up for the ball.
So,
Looks
folks,
like
here's
in the
what we're going
shoulder.
to do. We're going to take this opportunity while they tend to that young man, and we know the training staff of Plano East will take care of him. We're going to pay a few bills. We're going to welcome you back from the Rollins Flooring America and Appliances after this.
That nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Okay, we're back as Zadok Wilson being helped off the field, but he is walking off of his own accord. Surrounded by the Plano East Panther training staff. So we'll reset. 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The ball is 2nd and 10, ball on the 24-yard line. Plano East Panthers trail the Lake Highlands Wildcats 7-11, a score that's been that way since midway through the second quarter of this ballgame. Miles Thompson is your quarterback. Number 81 for the Panthers is checked in. That is Carson Young. First time we've seen him tonight. Thompson now over the middle throws. Got him in right off the bat. There you go, number 81, Carson Young.
That's that side of the ball that we've seen open all night. They were able to connect on that play there down the right hash, right down that slot there. They were able to make a really nice play. Wide open, number 81, with a really nice completion for the first down.
They have him listed as a wide receiver tight end. He looks like a hybrid type. They're going to move him now to the near hash, still playing the inside slot. Douglas will be on the right side of Thompson. Thompson will now keep it. Going to be hit in the backfield. He's going to lose 4 yards there. It looks like there was a little miscommunication on
looks
the
like
exchange.
He wanted to give that to the running back, and
running back didn't want it.
Running back didn't want it.
But the good news is a lot of times when that happens, they can fumble. We didn't do that. A loss of 5 beats a fumble every day.
I like your positivity.
Yes, sir.
We'll reset now. It's going to be 2nd and 15, the ball on the 41-yard line, and we have a timeout. We have the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with the Rodenbaugh's Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football right after this.
Here to talk about the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz.
All right, we're back. Fourth quarter now is about to kick off. It is 2nd and 15, ball on the 41. Panthers trail. Play action pass, pressure from the left, fumble. Going to be picked up at number 23, wisely. Jaquan Douglas falls on that at the 19-yard line. So we lose from the 41 back to the 19. That is a 22-yard loss.
Third in California.
Third in California. That's like a long way.
That is a long – they have to get to the opponent's 48-yard line to make a first down. I'm sorry, 42-yard. Yeah. No, their own 47-yard line. Sorry.
Let's call it the 43 and go with it from there.
That sounds good.
But on the positive note, that could have been disastrous had Jaquan Douglas not fallen on that fumble.
That's correct.
So the worst thing that happened is we have a 3rd and long.
Not quite sure what the holdup is here.
Looks like they're resetting the play clock.
Fresh play clock. Game clock, however, is at 10:56. They're just going to hand the ball. Nope, Thompson's going to keep it up the middle. He's got some room, going to make some good yardage.
Oh, yeah.
Still on his feet. They may have blown him down a little early. He gets out to the 38-yard line, well short of the first down, but at least it's positive yardage. He gains 15 on that play, and now we can punt.
Well, there's not really a play call for 3rd and 35.
You don't have that in your book?
But to get 15 and to get it to 38,
hopefully
we'll take it.
Landis Durham can get a nice punt here and at least get them pushed back in their own territory.
Jamaris Preston stands on his 30-yard line, awaiting the Landis Durham punt. Miklo Smalls the lone up, back in the punt. Good snap. No pressure. Here's the kick, another end-over-end kick, fair catch signaled at the 26-yard line. Preston appears to be grabbing his hamstring rather gingerly as he's coming to the sidelines.
26-yard punt, Opie.
Thank you. That's why we have those young minds for the good math.
All right, we need to see some good defense here from Plano East Panthers to stop this, get the ball back, and have a chance to go in and take it for a go-ahead touchdown.
That was a 36-yard punt.
There we go. 10 minutes left to go in this ball game. 1st and 10, the ball on 37. Preston in motion, hand it to him on the jet sweep. He makes a cut, makes a few people miss, gains 5 yards, going to get up to the 32-yard line, going to bring up 2nd and 5 from the 32.
They really run that jet sweep well.
Michael Alleman for the stop for the Panthers.
Puts a lot of pressure on the defensive end when a guy that quick has a full head of steam before he gets the ball. This time they hand to Tyler Hughes over the left side. He looks like he's going to get the first down, if not dangerously close, and they do
Good
make the
run
motion to signal the change. Yes, it was. Heavy sledding in that traffic. Clock now under 9 minutes. Not a factor yet, but getting to the point where it will be soon. 2 receivers at the bottom for Brock Jones. Throws out to the flats quickly. Ball hit the turf before number 27. Blake Cronin can pick it up. Stops the clock. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 37.
Plano East really shuffling their defensive line in and out, trying to get some fresh players in there. Maybe get a little push, get a stop here and get us the ball back.
Yeah, the offensive line for the Wildcats has been holding them.
Brock Jones takes the ball, hands to Tyler Hughes around the right side. Pickup of 3, and we've got some more laundry, a little extracurricular activity going on there.
Looks like number 2 and number 79 for the Wildcats, number 2 for the Panthers got involved with a little extracurricular activity
That's
after the whistle.
Number 2, Michael Johnson, the senior captain. Looks like the penalty is against the Panthers, and that's a costly penalty in more ways than one. It's the yardage you give up, plus you had 3rd and 7. Now you go to 1st and 10.
Looks like he did get him in the eye there after the whistle was called, so they will get him with the hands to the face, personal foul.
And immediately that senior captain will go to the sidelines, and I bet the coach is giving him what they would call constructive criticism at this point. Brock Jones, your quarterback. Tyler Hughes, your running back. 2 receivers to the top. Jamaris Preston in the inside slot, the dangerous receiver at the top. Hand off to Tyler Hughes. No, it's a keep. Brock Jones keeps it around on the zone read. Nice read. Inside the 40 to the 39, pickup of 5.
Nice open field tackle by Mark Loveland for the Panthers. That could have been a lot bigger run if it wasn't for Loveland.
2nd and a short 5, we're going to call it. Ball on the 39. Clock inside the 9-minute mark now. 2 backs in the backfield on either side of Brock Jones. Preston down at the bottom, the dangerous receiver. Keep an eye on him. Tyler Hughes over the left side. Cuts back against the grain. Picks up 3. Going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Nice tackle on the strong side by Austin Corbett.
That's a young man whose name has been called a lot tonight.
Seems to be around the football.
That's the player, if you remember in the interview with Coach McCullough from the beginning, he said he could be the most underestimated player in the area.
Tyler Hughes to Brock Jones' right. Going to hand off to Hughes over the right side, straight ahead. Picks up enough for the first down. And the clock moves under 8 minutes now, as the Wildcats will have 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line.
Nice shoestring tackle there by Anthony Hines.
Two receivers to the top for Lake Highlands. Jamarius Preston at the bottom. Hughes flanks Douglas on the right side. Quick throw after the right flats. Broken up there nicely.
That was a really nice play to break that up there by number 32. That's going to be Quan Beasley with a really nice coverage there to break that up.
Very close to being a catch and a fumble there.
Absolutely. And the good news is, not only do they not get any positive yardage, they stop the clock as a result of that incompletion. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 7:50. Your Panthers need 4 points to get back in this ballgame. Now they keep it on the ground. Jones on the keeper. Hit
There he
and
is
dropped
again.
in the backfield.
Guess who? Austin Corbett with a nice tackle.
Loss of 4. Going to move the ball all the way back to the 43-yard line. The line to make is the 24. Bring it back to the 38-yard line. Line to makes the 24. 3rd and 14. Two receivers at the top, one to the bottom. Here's a snap. Brock Jones goes straight back. Screen pass to number 2, Hughes. Sniffed out all the way by number 19, Anthony Hines.
Great job reading that screen right there by Anthony Hines.
Absolutely
there was
was.
nobody else in sight if he don't make that play.
But he did.
But he's clearly made that play.
That was a big stop on 3rd down. It's going to give a chance for the Panthers to get the ball back here with just under 7 minutes left. Rolling clock.
4th and 14. Ball resting on the 37. Miklos Smalls is back deep. This time he'll be inside his own 10 at around the 6-yard line is where he will set and wait for this punt. Good snap. Punt almost blocked. Ball will roll.
Get in the end zone.
Inside the end zone for a touchback. So with 6:29 left to go in this ball game, your Panthers trail by 4, 1st and 10 on the 20.
This will be a really good chance for Miklo Smalls to show early in the season if we can get a nice drive of 80 yards to score here. Wouldn't that be wonderful if we could go 80 yards, take all the time off the clock, score a touchdown, in the game 14-11?
I believe that's what will happen. I also know this, Jeff, with 6:29 left to go in the game, you don't have to get in a hurry.
No, sir. You can still run the football.
You can. Everything that's in your playbook is still eligible.
It will be Thompson out there for quarterback.
Thompson is out there. Cameron Moore is looking. Now he'll set in the short slot on the bottom of the field. Douglas to Thompson's left. Here's a snap. Thompson looks left. In and out of the hands of Omotosho. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 20-yard line. So 6:25, the clock stops as a result of the incomplete pass. Again, nothing's out of your playbook. You can still run it or throw it. Number 81, Carson Young, is checked into the ball game. He'll be the short slot on the top of the screen. Sievert also out there. Buchanan is the H-back. Douglas to Miles Thompson's left. We're going to fake the handoff. Thompson looking back. Now he'll keep plenty of room. Now he throws.
Ooh.
Had a chance to do whatever he wanted then.
Had him wide open, just missed him.
Had him open, also looked like he might have been able to run for the first down.
See if they go to the wheel route here. They had the wheel route wide open earlier.
Sievert and Carson Young. Well, Carson will now flip sides, join Omotosho here at the bottom. Ball resting almost in the middle of the field. Buchanan, the H-back. Douglas off to Thompson's left. Here's the play fake. Drops straight back, looking over the middle. Douglas pumps. Now he rolls right. Now he decides to keep it. Flags are down. He's going to get the first down. But we saw some laundry in the backfield. What does that usually mean, Jeff?
It looks like an area of holding.
And that is indeed the call. Going to wipe out a 12-yard run by Miles Thompson. Adi Omotosho looks to be cramping up a little bit. Nothing serious, we hope, as that young man makes it to the sidelines. He'll be replaced by number 18 for the Panthers. That is Laheen Amlani. First time we've called his name tonight. Big down here, third and
big 20.
A big 21 even. Two receivers either side. They'll be content to hand the ball to Douglas. He's going to be met in the backfield. Going to pick up one maybe?
I don't imagine they'll be going for it here on fourth down.
No, what you've got to do here with 5:58 left to go in this ball game and the clock's still rolling is punt, hope for a decent punt, and then a quick 3 and out to give yourself a chance.
It's been a real defensive battle since midway in the second quarter.
The score has remained the same since Jamarius Preston's touchdown that put the Wildcats ahead 11-7, and that came with 3:46 left to go in the half. And now we've got a timeout by the Panthers. So we'll take this opportunity to pay a few bills and come back. Join us again for the Rod and Balls Flooring America and Appliances presentation of Plano East football, heard on Champion Sports Radio and Sports Sounds right after this.
I'm in a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition, or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products.
Plano Panthers set to punt here. Ball on the 10-yard line. Panthers in the tight punt formation, deep in their own end zone. Landis Durham is 3 yards deep. Here's a snap. Good snap. No pressure. End over end kick again. Preston signal for it. Makes the running, diving, dangerous catch.
That was a very dangerous play there.
But he hung onto the ball. Ball is down at the 37-yard line.
Tensions are flaring out there. It looks like there was a little bit of trash talking there by the Panthers. Maybe a little bit of frustration coming out here in the end of the game.
Well, I think both teams at this point can feel the sense of urgency.
Need the defense to come out here and make a big stop here and try to get us the ball back.
Brock Jones been the quarterback all night for the Wildcats in the shotgun. Tyler Hughes immediately to his left. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 at the top. Hand off to Hughes over the left side. Plenty of running room. Still on his feet and churns for 8 yards. Big chunk on first down. Second and 2, ball on the 30 or 28-yard line.
Big play that time by number 99, Deontay Watts, the nose tackle for the Panthers.
Defense may be getting a little tired. They have been on the field a long time this second half.
Still in the up-tempo before you can shake the stick. Tyler Hughes is over the right side now for 7 yards. First and 10, ball on the 20.
You do have to think that the clock is becoming a factor here with the Wildcats on their own, or on the East 20.
Going to hand it again. Third straight carry for Hughes, and why not? He gained 7 more yards.
Plano East really shuffling their defensive line in and out. Lake Highlands kind of taking advantage of that with the quick huddle, the quick snap.
It's going to bring up a second and 3, the ball on the 13. Clock rolling at 4:27. This time we'll give it to Hughes, who on the right side, then a cut over the middle. He'll pick up the first down and be inside the 10 to the 9. And the who are we? Lake Highlands? The Lake Highlands Wildcats still stay in the up-tempo offense.
Go with what
now
works.
They're going to go with no back.
And the quarterback. We got to call timeout.
Yeah, you got to call timeout if you don't have. You got to have one of those two. And you know what we got to have? I got to have a drink of water. So we're going to pay some bills and be back. Champion Sports Radio and Sports Sounds right after this.
Experts here with a pitching machine and a shield to demonstrate the importance of protecting your engine.
Think of me as an engine. The Shield is new Shell gasoline with 20% more nitrogen and rich cleaning agents than before.
And the baseballs are gunk that attack intake valves and fuel injectors.
Come on, gunk, is that all you got?
Gunk is out of here.
New Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Rodenbaugh's, located at 102 West Main Street in Allen, has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood.
Okay, we're back from the Lake Highlands Wildcat timeout. 4:09. Field position and clock are critical at this point. Brock Jones, keeper over the middle, picks up 1 yard. Stop there. Going to bring up a second, and we'll give it 8.
Goal to go, 8 to go.
3:54 and running. Plano continues to shuffle.
Hold them to a field goal attempt here.
Brock Jones and Tyler Hughes in the backfield. Handed Hughes over the middle. He is going to break 2 tackles over the right side, and yes, the crowd responds to the touchdown from the Lake Highlands Wildcats, putting the Panthers down 10 now, 17-7.
Lake Highlands really been running that quick hitter good up the middle. Good piece of running there by
Tyler Hughes,
Tyler
number 2,
Hughes.
sorry. That's not Jeff's fault, guys. I was leaning out over the roster for Lake Highlands.
You'd figure I'd know the running back by now, though.
I've called his name once, I think. Number 20, Reese Morrison, the kicker for the Wildcats, will try to tack on one more to make it an 11-point deficit. Snap is there. The hold is down. It is good.
Off the left upright there and just snuck right in.
So, it'll be there when we come back. 3:40 left to go in this ball game. The Panthers trailing the Wildcats 18-7.
Spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
All right, we're back. Lake Highlands Wildcats on top of the Plano East Panthers, 18-7. Another odd score for football.
Yeah.
3:40 left to go in this ball game.
I was going to say it looked more like a baseball score, but even that would be pretty bad.
Looking for a good return here by Plano East.
Omatosho, it's a pooch kick.
Got
going to be fielded by Octavian Warren on the 30, 35, still on his feet. Hit hard at the 43, but he stays on his feet, gets down to the 44-yard line where the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 from there.
Good field position.
Good field position. You are right. Sometimes when you have that pooch kick, as they call it, the short kick, if you can field it cleanly, you have a chance for a big return.
Yes, sir.
Time is becoming a little bit of a factor here with 3:30 left in the game, down 11. You would think that they need to get down the field pretty quick and get a score on the board and then try to get an onside kick.
Yeah, it's a 2-score ball game at this point.
All in all, it's still a good, being a non-district, still a good time to work on your 2-minute offense.
Miklo Thomas will be in now at the quarterback. The Panthers in their version of the pistol Hand the ball to Jaquan Douglas, looking around room on the left side. He's going to find room. He's going to gain 4. A nice bit of running there by that young man. Takes the ball out to the 48-yard line. 2nd and 6 from there.
You can take away from tonight some really good things to look forward to, especially Jaquan Douglas.
Douglas in the backfield. Buchanan is the H-back. Thomas looks back, now throws, got a man. Omotosho down the sidelines. Makes the catch. Looky there. We've got a flag and a touchdown. How about that? Holy cow.
Got the one-on-one coverage.
51 yards. Miklo Thomas to Adi Omotosho.
Penalty will be declined.
It looks like the cornerback did hold Omotosho on that one, so if it holds up, it will be declined.
Yes. Let's not put this game in the bag too quickly yet.
Plano East will probably go for 2 here to make it a field goal game. 3-point game.
That was a spectacular throw by Miklo Smalls.
51 yards from Smalls to Omotosho.
And it was a holding on the cornerback for the Wildcats. That penalty was declined, setting up a 2-point conversion for the Panthers.
So it's 1st and 3 from the 3. Miklo Smalls in the backfield. Empty backfield now. And now Douglas will join him. Now, they're going to call that delay of game, but the official ran
came
to
in
the
there.
ball and, yes, prevented us from snapping, so I'm not sure they can do that.
Yeah, it did look like the referee came in there and held up the ball for a minute, so they are going to mark it off, but that was strange. The umpire came right over the top of the ball, and the center looked like he was holding up because of the umpire.
Nevertheless, the result of the play is a loss of 5. Now it is 8 yards to go on this PAT, and
still have to go for the 2 because 1 point at this point of the game, it does you no
doesn't
well.
make a difference. You are correct.
Really changes up your play calling, though. Instead of trying to get a 2-point conversion from the 3, now you have to go from the 8.
Well, they're empty backfield, so they were going to throw it, but sometimes a little bit more room opens up things in the back end of that secondary. You've got 5 more yards to work with as a receiver.
Very good point.
Are they going to get him for a false start here?
Sometimes that 5-yard penalty will open up a little bit more room for the receivers. We're going to get a timeout now by the Panthers. We'll be back after this.
Located at 102 West Main Street in Allen has all of your appliance and floor covering needs. Rodenbaugh's offers expert sales and installation on carpet, wood, ceramic, marble, and vinyl flooring. The appliance showroom displays state-of-the-art name-brand home appliances. As always, Rodenbaugh's backs up their knowledgeable sales with factory-trained service technicians. Rodenbaugh's, Allen's oldest business, family-owned and operated since 1962.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores, 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's...
Okay, let's bring it back. Reset. Plano East just scored on a Miklo Smalls 51-yard pass to Adi Omotosho to bring this ball game within striking distance. Panthers elect to go for 2 straight penalties now, though, set them all the way back. So here we go. Miklo Smalls looking right, throws, got a man open. In and out of the hands of number 4, Eric Sievert. So the 2-point attempt just means that the Panthers now need to recover and will have to score as opposed to getting a field goal.
Folks, this game is not even close to over. Get this onside kick, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yes, in the immortal words of Mark Twain, rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. This game is not over. You are right. So you can anticipate the onside kick by the Panthers. But 2:59, there's still a chance for a stop and the ball back. You are right. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
With one timeout, it's 50-50 on the onside kick, I would say. The defense is really exhausted, though.
Yes, and Lake Highlands, even in that last drive, was able to move the ball Not
the
at
middle
will,
on
but in nice chunks. So we'll see what type of onside kick, if any, that the Plano East Panthers elect to use.
Looks like they will be going for an onside kick the way they are huddling up here. Could be wrong.
Matson remains your kicker, giving last-minute instructions to the kickoff team. Lake Highlands has the hands team, as you see all receivers bunched around the ball.
They will kick
now
it
they'll
deep.
spread out and nobody deep. And here's the kick over the left side, bounces through two people, but then recovered at the 42-yard line. Number 7 for the Wildcats, Sam Ahiki, falls on the ball at the 42. So 1st and 10, 2:55.
Bit of an unorthodox onside there, but they did have a chance at it for a second. Nice play by 7 there.
It went through the initial line, and we did have a chance. Hey, I see fumble.
I know. I'm right here with you. Plano East fans, come on. Positive thoughts for your team here. Let's pull it out, defense.
Brock Jones still at quarterback. Tyler Hughes is the running back. Going to hand off to Hughes over the left side. Landis Durham makes the tackle after a gain of 2.
Really nice tackle there. Nice wrap-up by Landis Durham.
Clock running, though. 2:40 and counting. 2nd and 8. Ball on the 44-yard line.
Plano East really crowding the line.
The Wildcats will try to use all of the play clock that they can, 15, 14 seconds. Looks like they'll be able to run this down to under 2 minutes and 10 seconds before they have to snap it. Handoff to Hughes around the right side. Hit and dropped almost immediately, gained 1, but more importantly, the clock will now run under 2 minutes.
Anthony Hines there to greet him.
Setting up a decent second down here. Looks like we will get a timeout.
Plano East elects to take their final timeout of the game with 1:55 left to go. We'll be back on the Rodenbaugh's Flooring American Appliances presentation of Plano East football right after this.
About the protective shield you see at Shell stations all over the country.
Featuring us.
It's there to remind you that no other gasoline protects your engine better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines. Now with 20% more cleaning agents than before.
Performance-robbing gunk doesn't stand a chance because your intake valves and fuel injectors are protected.
Actively shielded.
Hence the big protective shield here.
So try Shell nitrogen-enriched gasolines today. No other gasoline protects your engine better.
For quality auto service and repair, see the folks at Flat Shell on Preston Road at I-635.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
1:55, 3rd and 8. Brock Jones run out on the bootleg, being pursued by Landis Durham. Jones running the sideline, dropped for a loss. Back at the 36-yard line. 1:45 left. It's going to be 4th and a long 18
if they run
for the Wildcats.
If they do run the clock all the way down, it looks like it will put them over just over a minute left.
We burned the final timeout there.
We don't have any more timeouts left.
We are out of timeouts.
So the clock is running. I smell a return for a touchdown here.
There you go. Miklo Smalls, quarterback/athlete. Looks like Plano may go for the block, Plano East. There's the punt, an end-over-end punt. Going to be fielded on the bounce on the 16. Makes a man miss as Smalls, then hit and dropped at the 27. So with 1:01 left to go in this ballgame, the Plano East Panthers need to go 73 yards because of the failed two-point conversion attempt. We need to put the ball in the end zone. So we either win it or go home.
No matter the outcome of this game, I think if you're Coach McCulley, you got to be really happy with the way that your team has responded late in the fourth quarter.
We'll stick with
10, Miles Thompson, will come out at quarterback. Omatosho and Cameron Moore at the bottom of the screen. Sievert and Buchanan at the top. Here's a quick throw out to Cameron Moore. He catches the ball, then gets out of bounds. Picks up nice yardage out to the 37-yard line. Going to be a yard short of the first down, but more importantly, it is a 9-yard gain, and it stops the clock with 56 seconds left to go. Zadok Wilson and Eric Sievert
did get him a first down.
It did get a first down. There you go.
Very nice pitch and catch there.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 37-yard line. Miles Thompson, your quarterback. Jaquan Douglas in the backfield. Trips to the top. Omatosho at the bottom, looking over the middle. There's the throw. Caught by Moore across the 50, down to the 48-yard line. That will stop the clock.
Another first down.
Ball on the 49.
Yes, again in high school, the clock will stop on a first down.
Until they reset the chains, then they'll mark it set to go, and they just did. 48. Here we go. Thompson looking to the right, throws the out pattern to Moore. Hit and dropped right there. They'll have to hurry. Ball's on the 44, plus 5. 2nd and 5, 36, 35.
Looks like they will spike it here.
Here's the snap, and there is the spike, stopping the clock with 30. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. 30 seconds to go. We're 45 yards from pay dirt.
That's one of the benefits of sitting here right next to the offensive coordinator. He's over there spiking his hand in the air as hard as he can. I knew the spike was coming.
So you have ESPN too? Okay, sorry. Trips to the top. Sievert, Cameron Moore, and Zadok Wilson out there. Omatosho alone at the bottom, but they've got a man over the top there. They fake right, looking over the middle. Here we go. Post pattern to Omatosho. Late hit, and
he thought about it.
He reached for it, too.
He thought about it.
He reached all the way into his back pocket and said, yeah, not at this point. Okay, so now, with 24 seconds left to go, it's 4th and 6. We need to convert this first down just to keep our chances alive. We'll try it with 3 at the top, Omatosho at the bottom. Thompson is your quarterback, looking right the whole way. Steps, fires over the middle.
Oh, that was pass interference.
There the flags come. Laundry from every direction.
If I had a flag, I would have thrown it.
Okay, so we'll get 15 yards there, which in high school, unlike professional, it's not the spot of the foul. It's the 15-yard penalty that you're going to get, which will move the ball from the 45 down to the 30.
Yeah, the cornerback there, Matthew Johnson, was just a little bit early.
I really don't understand that. They've spotted it at 34. 19 seconds left. 1st and 10. 2 receivers either side. Douglas flanking Thompson on the right. Low snap. Thompson picks it up, looking right. Throws outside. Incomplete. Intended receiver is Moore. 15 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 34.
I would say you have enough for about 3 plays, maybe 2 plays, possibly 3.
2 to 3.
I think you need to take a shot here. Maybe take a shot at
both safeties for the Wildcats standing on the 15-yard line. Almost an over and under coverage for Omatosho here at the bottom.
Wildcats rushing 4, dropping
4, dropping 7. Trips to the top. Thompson looking to the right. Now looking over the middle. Now he throws over the middle late. Ball tipped. 9 seconds. 3rd and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line.
I may not have any nails left after this game.
I hope I do. I'm actually getting a mani-pedi tomorrow morning.
A mani-pedi, how cute.
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. Trips to the top. Omatosho to the bottom. Thompson is here. Here's the snap. He's looking right the whole way. Throws. Got a man out in the flats. got to get out of bounds.
And he did.
He does get out of bounds with 3 seconds left to go. Okay, here we go. It is 4th and 27, effectively. Because if we don't go the 27 yards in these 3 seconds, the ball game is over. The Plano East fans, having stayed the entire ball game, are on their feet. The Lake Highlands fans are on their feet. In fact, the only people, the coaches are on their feet. The only people that are not on their feet are us.
Yes.
And we're sitting down because we're going to take a break, pay a few bills. Please join us right after this in Rodenbaugh's Flooring
This
American
program is
Appliances.
produced and broadcast with the permission of and authorization from the Plano Independent School District. It is under the direction of and is copywritten by Sports Sounds Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, including any or all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Sports Sounds Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Sports Sounds Radio and SportsSoundsRadio.com. This is a Sports Sounds Radio presentation.
Are you
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item.
Okay, there's not many times during the course of a broadcast you can say this with absolute certainty, but this is the ball game. This play,
pending a defensive
27 yards. Thank you. 27 yards, 3 seconds. Empty backfield. Thompson looking back, looking over the middle. Pressure, rolling to the right. Still on his feet. Got time, throws in the end zone. Ball is incomplete. No flags. The score will stand. Lake Highlands Wildcats 18, Plano East Panthers 13. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with a post-game wrap-up right after this.
Time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are.
He shoots, he scores 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Okay, we are back. Lake Highlands Wildcat Stadium. The final score of tonight's ballgame, Lake Highlands Wildcats 18, Plano East Panthers 13. You know, it is the opening ballgame of the season. Mistakes were made on the field, mistakes were made in the broadcast booth, but the one thing that was not mistaken was the effort. The effort given by Coach McCullough's team in his first-year program. They did themselves proud. They came back, scored a late touchdown, and it was very impressive the way they hung in there and fought. This was a ball game that was close to getting out of hand at one point. And then thanks to a late 51-yard strike from Miklos Smalls to Adio Matosho, put the Panthers right back in the thick of things.
You know, you're exactly right, Opie. This first game, if you will, is a lot about understanding who you are as a team, understanding what you have in your players, understanding what kind of effort you're going to get. And I think you nailed the nail right on the head there, that one thing that we didn't see was a lack of effort, a lack of trying, and a lack of heart. This team will get better. They will play better. And, I mean, towards the end of the fourth quarter, like I said earlier in the broadcast, you saw heart. You saw the Panthers give everything they had towards trying to come back from an 11-point deficit late in the game, and they almost came back and won.
Well, they did. You know, good programs will always have one thing in common. They will put themselves in a position in the fourth quarter to win the ball game. There is no argument. Plano East Panthers were in a position to win the ball game in the fourth quarter. They had to fight to do it. But nevertheless, they gave themselves a chance. And in any program, that's all you can ask for is a chance. Jeff, closing thoughts?
Well, yeah, I agree with you guys. But when you have a defense like Plano East has, you're going to be in a lot of football games. That's a very, very solid defense, and generally defenses start off faster than offenses. Our offense is going to come into it. We're going to get better week by week. But when in a game of offense, but defenses still win championships. You know, it's a the offense have really taken off. Last 4, 5, 6, 10, 15 years, but defense still wins championships, and we have 3 really good, solid linebackers to start from, and they're just it's.
Well, you have a base that's built for success. You have a team that, even though it's the first ball game, you can look and they were well coached and very disciplined. The good news is you also see things you can work on, and I am sure that this week the coaching staff will work on those things and improve. We have one more non-district ball game against Dallas Jesuit next week. If you cannot join the game, join us on the broadcast at Champion Sports Radio. And if you're at the game, you can do both. You can listen to us on your iPhone or whatever, iPad, iPod. Are there any other eyes I'm leaving out?
It's really interesting that you say that, because as you sit here and listen to the game as a Plano East Panther, maybe you want to know what's going on in Plano West. Maybe you want to know what's going on at Plano Senior or Flower Mound Marcus. Our Champion Sports Radio broadcasts are built to bring you all of the district games from District 66A. We are here to bring you up-to-the-minute stats, up-to-the-minute game action on Champion Sports Radio. You can listen on your phone, your iPad, like Opie was saying. We have it built for you so that you can catch all the action for District 66A.
And we will certainly keep you informed up here in the booth. Having said that, the time has come now to wrap up our initial broadcast. It has been my pleasure, Jeff Rushing and Rick Folletti, to bring you this broadcast on air. I look forward, just like the Panthers do, to getting better every week. Tune in next week on Champion Sports Radio to listen to a new and improved broadcast. And have a great week. Have a safe trip home if you're listening to us away from home. And we'll see you right here on Champion Sports Radio, brought to you by Rodenbaugh's Floors and American Appliances and Sports Sounds.